What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, we live. Let me know if anything look like it's not supposed to be there. We ain't been live in a minute, man. We ain't been live in a minute, or I ain't even dropped a video in a minute. And I would tell y'all it's been wild. Right when I was starting to get my groove back, your boy messed around and then got COVID and was down for a little bit. So that threw me off. And some other stuff came up and all that jazz. But we finna get back in the groove thing. We finna get back on the grind. Uh, and we're gonna be, you know what I'm saying, back out here in the streets a little bit more heavier. Back on it. Back again with another video. That's a big factor, man. AV the Hero back again with another video. I also wanted to jump in here real quick. Today is my birthday, August the 1st. And so I was like, man, I needed to go live on my birthday just as a thing that I was gonna do. So I wanted to knock that out too. My man Hoop Jargon in the building. Hey, I really about to open it up anyway, just to see if folks want to jump on here and talk. Just you know what I mean about whatever. But let me see. Let me get that going. I really jumped on here this evening, but you know what I'm saying with the intentions of giving folks some space to play the game, man. Let me see. Can I get in here? Nope. All right. Appreciate the happy birthdays. Appreciate the happy birthdays. I also am. I got a new piece of equipment here, so I'm hoping that everything work out smooth. And now I just thought of that. I don't even know if I can do the. Oh yes, I can. I got the headphones down there. Let me see. Even know if I could do the chat, boy, because I don't have my headphones. But I ain't. We should be good though. Before we was doing the streams and they was acting all wild and crazy kids, you know what I'm saying, and was working and kinda working and messing up. And happy birthday, appreciate that. My man Hoop Jargon Media Network. Used to just be Hoop Jargon. Mic volume seems kind of low. Let me see if I can get you a little higher. Hello, hello. What about now? Let me see. Let me know. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit on the boo bop. Even get a little extra. Call it a. Shit, is that 100 over here? I got two on a birthday fund. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Let me see. Can I do that? Hello, 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 hello. I don't even do nothing if I do. Hello, hello. Any difference? No, I don't even see no difference. All right. Oh, I got it. I know what to do. Appreciate that, my man. Hoop Jargon in the building. All right. Let me see. All right. Yeah, yeah. All right, you sound better. That's what's up. There we go. That's good. That's good. All right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had to get the streams, man. I wanted to be able to jump on here and record and all that stuff. So I had to go and I done cop the microphone. I wish y'all could see the setup is crazy in here. But I also got some ideas, man. I want to do some like in-house live shows with guests and all of that stuff. So I've been setting all of that up. So maybe that time off like help me focus a bit on that, you know what I mean, and some of these other ideas that I want to jump off with the content stuff, man. But we ain't been on here in a minute, so um first, you know what I'm saying, let me know, tap in where y'all from and all that jazz, and we'll get it going from there. I want to do is this not up here? Oh, it won't even work like that. All right, but shoot, let me do this, man. Let me get some shout outs to folks tapped in. We got the Pope, B Frank, you know what I'm saying? What's up, Pope? Always in the building. Showing love, man. Like always, I appreciate it, my guy. Flight Sports TV in the building. You got to pay homage to Flight, one of the hardest working men on sports entertainment, online vibes, and all that jazz. Don't care. It's been a minute. The Pope, Sir Ronis Maximus is in the building. Is that man? I'm trying. One of my guys from Lithuania. You remind. I almost thought that was you for a second. I miss you guys from chat, man. You know what I'm saying? My man don't care. Say he miss y'all, man. I miss y'all too. Michael Coleman in the building. AB back at it with another video. That's a big fact. Um, yeah. We shout out Blake O in the building. Appreciate the happy birthday, Blake. Don't care or is it all right? Let me see. Is it just me? All right. Yeah. Flight Sport. Happy birthday, man. Appreciate that. We from the 6. All right, we got the 6 in the building. 6. Here's a theory that I have about the 6. Okay, so I don't know if you remember, and maybe you can confirm this or deny it. But many moons ago, Drake, one of my favorite rappers, was accused of having a ghostwriter and all that jazz. We got the Pope in the room back here, bro. I'm gonna bring you in. I just need to get my headsets, or else I won't even be able to hear you. So hold on one second. But they had the boy Drake, who was you know what I'm saying, he started saying 666. I heard Tory Lanez one time say people in Toronto don't even really call it the 6 like that, or they didn't start doing it until Drake started doing that jazz. And then I realized though that in Atlanta, they have what they call Zone 6, and that Zone 6 is where Quentin Miller's from. So when it was 666, it just was I don't know. Hold on one second. My man Michael Coleman said, yeah, Flight Sports. Salute. Big salute. Man, I want y'all to know, bro. This content thing, your main man AB, in effort to like, I think that I'm at this space where I'm just about to go all in on this content stuff and then go hard. So I've been having to make sure, you know what I'm saying, we had them live streams many moons ago. The frames was dropping. I could barely um the computer usage was crazy and all that stuff. So I ended up going to get a brand new computer. This rabbit hole goes way deep. The 6. Oh well, yeah, that's true indeed. Yep. That rabbit hole is deep as well. But I ended up getting a new computer, a new like sound device, all of that stuff, so I can try to make this run a little bit smoother. The crazy thing is, I'm looking over here at my CPU usage, and that mug say 60%. That's wild. I wasn't expecting that. I hate to have to. All right. Let me see. We got my man. The link is in the chat if anybody want to join the stream here. I think I got my man the Pope in here. Let me see. Hello, Pope. You can hear me? All right, there you go. Let me make sure. Shit, actually, I don't know if this going. I don't know if I got. Appreciate you.
Up
All right,
there.
say something now. Hello?
Yeah,
Say something, Pope.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can't even.
Microphone check 1 2 1 2.
That's it right there. All right, yeah, man. Nah, I appreciate that. Happy birthday, man. You know what I'm saying? The boy out here getting older and older every year. You know,
Yeah, we
so
get wiser. Some we get
but
better with time.
yeah, facts. That's all I'm trying to do is get better with time, man.
There we go.
If I could do that, then I'll have lived the life worth living, as the streets say. Who is Pope, man? They say who is Pope, man. If you had to say who is Pope, how would you describe the Pope? That's what somebody said in the chat. Who is Pope?
Authentic, man. Just you know what I mean. Authentic, man. If I
Authentic.
describe myself, you know what I mean. Just being frank with the people.
Straight up, man. That's how you gotta be, man. I always say, you gotta err on the side of authenticity. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sometimes I do like these videos and stuff, and people be like, "Man, what should I wear? How should I look? Should I do this? Should I say that?" And I always say that err on the side of authenticity. Whatever you do at the end of it, as long as you want to at least be proud of it. So I'm
Yeah.
just
So
gonna.
if you like what we talking about up here, Paradise Champ, make sure you go in and subscribe to the channel. The Pope Be Frank, man. Want to let her have you.
Straight up, man. Straight up.
But
So
yeah, AB man, you had the COVID. You was down and out for a minute, man. Glad to see you back up. I was wondering because you know I get them bells quickly, immediately,
hmm
and I'm like, damn, AB ain't said nothing about nothing.
yeah, no,
I'm wondering what was going on with you.
that's what it was, man. I was out for a little bit, then I did not, just had stuff going on. You know what I mean? I had a little wedding situation. My fiance, her family had some stuff we had to go tend to, so we just moving around, and so it right when I had some stuff already planned, but I didn't obviously wasn't planning on that COVID, and that's my
Right,
actually
right,
first time getting it, and then so I also wasn't anticipating even being sick. I was holding out as long as I could.
right. Yeah, that's crazy. That COVID, that shit ain't no joke. Put you down for a minute.
Put me down, put me down, down. My man over here say, "What's going on with the Hornets?" I've been in the loop, but I've been out the loop. I noticed that they haven't done anything in a while. Actually, it ain't no real updates on the Miles Bridges situation. I've been hearing that there's a possible Donovan Mitchell trade. The only thing that they done did in my time away is your boy LaMelo done finally got his jersey, and then
Mm-hmm.
so I guess I, I'm sure you played the sports and all that stuff, so you understand the superstitions around all of that stuff. Do you think that the number one jersey brings LaMelo to another level for real? You know what I mean? Just that comfortability of
There it is.
being number one and being able to rock that swag. Do you think that'll make a definite change?
Most definitely. Uh, if you even, for instance, okay, so first off, let me say about that. When you've been wearing some things, is habit sometimes, and him being that number one jersey all his life, that's habit. It's like he's so accustomed to it. Even myself, just watching him only as a freshman, he was wearing number one before a freshman. But just watching him from freshman all the way on, I never seen him in nothing else until the Charlotte Hornets, and that it it was off. It threw me off. Like what? That didn't even look right. Uh, and then when you see him put that number one jersey back on the other day, it's like, oh yeah, that's right, right. That's that guy. So I feel he feel the same way. He even said it on the out of the Charlotte Hornets. When he on the outro that he better get his jersey. It was that big of a deal to him. So and he's like, I don't even feel like I don't even know who that number two is. It like I don't even know who that dude is. Can't
Right.
wait to get back to me. So yes, indeed. To answer your
Yeah.
question, brother, I think you're gonna be
You
on
know
another
what?
level.
I'll say I think so too. I played back when I was in college. I wore number 13. I wore 13. I went to JUCO. I wore 13. Well, and I guess as I wore 13 in JUCO, and I was anticipating wearing it when I went over to Iowa State, and it just is something when you got your right number, you just feel good. It remind me of that quote that Dion used to say: "If you look good, you feel good. If you feel
Feel
good,
good.
you play good." and and there's something about having the right number on that puts you in the mind state of I just feel good out here. You know what I mean? And I feel like I used to they put me in number 12. It was kind of whack because the punter was number 13. And he had been the punter for, you know what I mean, like the he might have been like an all Big 12 punter or something like that. And so that was the reason why I couldn't get it because I was on special teams and he was on special teams. So I ended up wearing 12 and he kept the number 13. Um, and I believe his father got involved, but that's neither here nor there. Just as a hold up, I see what y'all about to do. Don't do my boy like that because we both was wearing number 13 for a while. And you know what I'm saying, people put calls in and then they shut it down. So I do think there is something to this number thing. I feel like the other day when I was like, man, is it that big of a deal? But it is, man. It is. It is. It's like a different personality. It's a different swagger that come with certain numbers. You know, when you think about in sports or back now they let anybody wear that single digit, but in the football aspect of it, if you were wearing that number one jersey, that meant you was that guy. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think like in basketball, yeah, number one kind of carry that same amount of weight, but that's like also like number 23. If you putting that 23 on, you
Right.
got to be that guy as well.
Number one was both sports. To me, you wear number one in basketball or football, you better be that dude.
Yeah.
Uh, and then definitely 23 in basketball. And you know it was crazy because uh, when I my first year playing football, because I played basketball first, organized basketball first, right? And I was number three. And then when I got to football, I was new to the team, so on and so forth. My first year, the player that already played before, he was they're one of their best players. He was already number three. And I played DB, so the coach he gave me 23, which Mike was at the at a high anyway. So 23, having number 23 is great. Anyways, he like DB numbers they be in the 20s. 23 is good, and I always rocked with 23 and three. Just what I
Yeah.
mean. But for basketball, it's three. Football, 23. I needed to have my three in there. So long, that's why I looked at when I seen the 23. I'm like, okay, three is in there. That's my swag and it's Mike, so I can rock with it.
Yeah, hell yeah. We got hoop jargon in the building. But hey, let me say so. Hey, we got Craig Boson in the chat, man. What's up, Craig? That's my guy, man, from way, way back yonder. It's one of my like Ace Boone Coons in real life. You know what I'm saying? In the chat, man. So shout out to you, Craig. But hoop jargon, you on the mic? You in here, or you done
Sir,
stepped away?
what's up?
What up, Hoop?
What up, Paul?
What it do, man? Hoop, man. We talking about. I guess we started a conversation on this jersey topic. So your boy LaMelo finally got that number one, and I was asking Pope, does that matter? You know what I'm saying? As an athlete, is it that serious, right? Is are we should we expect an exponential jump in what's going to go down with LaMelo just because he back in that number one, or is it all cap? What you think?
I say yes and no, man. And the reason why I say that because coming from a former player and an athlete, I'm sorry, player and a coach, man. One of the funniest things is when you coach guys and they they want these numbers and it's like some of them can't, you know what I'm saying, couldn't put paint on a wall with a paintbrush in their hand and all that, but they want the look. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So in some regard, it can be overblown, but when you got an exceptional talent like LaMelo, yeah, it's from a branding standpoint, from a comfortability standpoint, and like you guys were just saying, it's something about just having number one on, man. It's
Yeah.
different. It's different now. It depends on what team you can be on a trash team, you be number one, and y'all just sorry, so it don't matter. But LaMelo he has galvanized the league. I mean, I think we all know and understand that. So obviously with his MB1 moniker, with his 101 moniker, branding from the cachet of being number one. Yeah, it all comes together the right way. And we've seen this before with your boy Anthony Hardaway being Penny. You see how that branding just went so smooth. To quote my boy Pope, his favorite word, that number one just it all rallied the same way. And when I saw Penny being number 3 for the Knicks, it ain't hit the same way. So in that regard, yeah, man, I'm happy for him because I know for some people when you exceptional like that, the whole storyline just goes smoother when things just fall into place the right way as far as your number.
Yeah.
Think
Now,
about when. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't even remember Penny with number 3 on. Like I can't even.
Right.
That's the type of shit that they burn them pictures. You know what I mean? Like they that
They
never. You
got rid
know
of
that
them
never
shit, bro.
happened. Like we can't. Yeah, you can't even find a trading card or nothing with that on. I'm sure of it.
Hey, you think about it, man. It's like when you one of the top players on the team, and it's time to pick numbers. Anything like as you say, hoop. I coach, play ball myself. When it's time to pick numbers for the kids that I'm coaching, of course, always the captains they don't get to pick their number first. It's a big deal, you know what I mean? Like it's a big deal. And if cats that's both is like co-stars, 1A, 1B, you make them do the 1v1 for it. They want the same number, which that don't usually happen, but sometimes it might. It go down to that. It be on fire. Like, oh yeah, we got to play for it then. Like that's my number. I got to have it. Like so. Uh, Look at Mike. He came back with the 45, and he's seen this ain't it. That don't look
Yeah.
right.
Nah, that's a fact. That did happen.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He switched it up quickly. Like I'm smooth. I need my 2-3.
Yeah.
So and it's funny that LaMelo's on the Hornets. Who that's why Melo tripping too, because I'm pretty sure somebody probably brought that to my attention. Like, wait a minute, didn't he switch his number mid-season? He came in 45 and switched it over to 23 before the season was ended, and he won't give you your number one. But all right, go ahead.
Yeah. No, that's a fact. I think that's why it didn't make sense to me why it took them so long to get him in the number 1 jersey. Like, if you gotta, if it's gonna cost a little extra, do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? Like, grease a palm or something. The rules don't seem to be that tight where it took them damn near to the beginning of his 3rd season to get him in that number 1 jersey. I can tell you this. I heard word on the street is I remember the year 1. I was really like, dang, Puma fumbling the bag. Like they should have had the sneakers year 1, right? We should have got the MB
Right,
ones,
right.
and I was kind of hard on that. And I think that I heard that part of the issue was the branding was so centered around number 1
Mm-hmm.
is that folks was afraid to pull the trigger
Mm-hmm.
because they needed him in the number 1 jersey to make it all make sense with the MB, the logos and all of that stuff, and then the
Mm-hmm.
NBO, and then so which I think played into some of that NBO1 and the labeling and all of that stuff. But
Definitely.
when you think about how much money that probably cost him, you know what I mean? Or I mean, obviously they making a ton of money, but that extra money he would have been able to get year 1 if they had a got him in the number. I feel like you got to have a sour taste in your mouth if you from LaMelo, if you LaMelo with that organization for not being able to like do whatever it takes to get that done for you.
Yep.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yep. I mean,
Yeah. Go ahead, Hoop.
I remember those days when everybody was upset about him getting number 2 because that wasn't Melo swag. So I definitely remember that as well. But I also, from a school of thought, I just got to be fair when I have my assessment because I want the best for LaMelo. Well, I want whatever LaMelo want that makes sense. I'm for it. But I can't help but to be an old head in the sense that being a former coach, that like, man, listen, dog, the game is the game. But again, I know I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth, but when you got to understand, like, this is a multi-billion-dollar business, which is the NBA, and personally speaking, definitely multi-millionaire experience outside of your contract. So yeah, the branding got to make sense from that standpoint, and it was missing, man. And I'm glad that before Malik Monk was sewing that number up, and then when he applied for, I guess, the change too late, it didn't happen. So I'm just glad everything fell into place right now. So now he's comfortable. Everything's, everything, and then so he can get to the main thing, which is going out there and showing what LeVar been telling us forever about him, and everybody's seeing it in real time now.
Yes, sir. I think not only the number, right, get you back, getting back into him feeling like himself, but the fact that the experience of being in his third season, that's huge for a lot of youngsters. That they didn't went through two good seasons, they took their lumps, and even with the two seasons, right, having the roster that they put together, to have them dudes in the play in is huge to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big deal. Like the Charlotte Hornets they was picking at number 3 for a reason. They was a forgot about franchise before LaMelo Ball. People forgot Terry Rozier was over there.
Mm-hmm.
Malik Monk was a hot thing coming out of Kentucky, but they forgot about Malik. He was buried on the bench. People forgot. Once he got to Charlotte, it was like, where's Malik Monk? Oh, yeah, he's over there. Okay. But he revitalized all of their career. Even Miles Bridges, he was a hot thing. Michigan State got over to the Hornets. He was coming off the bench. Everybody forgot about Miles Bridges. You get Melo Ball in the building, voila. Oh yeah, there go Miles Bridges from Michigan State. That's right. There go Terry Rozier. Oh, there go. Oh yeah, okay, that's right. Because the only two cats that was holding the Hornets down the year before Melo got there was Devontae Little Grams and P.J. Washington.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So for him to take that squad 2 years in a row, had them at a point in time in the regular season when everybody was healthy as a fourth seed first year, uh, fourth and sixth seed this year. And once everybody started going out and getting injured and your roster not heavy enough, and then when Melo go out, you're going to lose them games. But to still sustain a ninth spot or 10th seed to get into the play-in, I'm telling you, that's a big deal to me. Because I look at Kevin Durant, he was in the play-in this year with Kyrie Irving and the Nets. They had a hell of a roster.
Mm-hmm.
I look at LeBron James. He couldn't get the Lakers into the play-in. Hello. Go ahead.
I'll say this though, Pope. With the KD is a little different because Kyrie couldn't play those the home games, so it did switch the game up a little bit on him. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's what happened. So
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
I,
Yeah.
I would say that's some perspective right there now. I don't think that I had given them that proper credit prior to what you just said. Because you are right. Even though Kyrie wasn't playing up there, Ben Simmons was out, it's still Kevin Durant. The
Still
Kevin
Kevin
Durant
Durant.
sweepstakes say Kevin Durant come to your team, he's supposed to move the needle no matter who you got on there. And so if Kevin Durant and a halftime Kyrie only moved the needle for you to get to the playing game, and you looking at this team over here in Charlotte, who you know what I'm saying, LaMelo to move the needle. You know what I'm saying? If you think about that, LaMelo has moved the needle in Charlotte as much as KD has moved the needle in Brooklyn this season. LeBron James over in Los Angeles ain't even pushing the team as further as LaMelo was able to push this team. And
Hello.
if you go roster down the roster, that Lakers team is supposed to be better.
Yes.
Did the Atlanta Hawks make it in the playoffs?
They were they? Yeah, that's the team who they that was the team who demolished, right? That was this year they demolished the Hornets, right? In the
Yeah,
play-in
they smacked
tournament.
the
Yeah.
Hornets.
Yeah.
But that didn't, because you got to play
Oh,
two
you got to
games, I
play two
believe.
games. Yeah, let me see. Who
Correct. Or
they?
that was they beat the Hornets the first game. I don't think they made the playoffs. My point is, even the Hawks with Trae Young and that loaded roster, who was in the Eastern Conference Finals the year before, was in the play-in.
Yeah.
The Knicks didn't even the Knicks who made the playoffs the year before didn't make it. Didn't
Oh,
even make the play-in.
Hmm.
So what I'm saying is People be like, "Oh, yeah, they made the play in." Bro, they was a forgot about franchise before that young man got there. For
That's
him
fair.
to be 19 years old without the keys, coming off the bench, going through a broken wrist injury, all of this different stuff. Gordon Hayward, I mean, I'm talking about all of this stuff, not having his number, getting jerked around with that, all of this stuff, bro, having to come out and say the coach, I got not even say the coach, but saying I got to stop letting people get in my mind, just play my game. Like he dealing with all of this stuff happening, but still able to prevail his team into winning and getting into the play. Okay, okay, but my whole real point too, though, was them dudes was in the play in. Yeah, there
Yep.
was in the Eastern Conference the year before, right? And been playing together. I'm just saying. So this year, I think he gonna go crazy. I think this year is gonna be the year for
For who?
LaMelo Ball.
Okay,
I
yeah,
think.
yeah,
Yeah, I think they gonna to get the Hornets into the playoffs this year.
yeah.
I
That's
think
rough.
that. Go ahead, hoop.
No, I'm saying that's rough because that's Lamelo's. Now I'm going to use this term, but I don't mean it literally. But that's the Shaq to his Kobe. You know what I mean?
Oh, that was an ugly time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that
But
was not a good time. Okay.
but what I'm saying is in a sense that like you got guys with just synchronicity, like guys who match Amari Stoudemire to Steve Nash, right? Um, so with Miles Bridges potentially being out from a continuity standpoint, which you need with a young team, that's a little scary. So the obvious question from that point is, okay, so who's Melo's new running buddy? How does the new situation work out with your boy Kimber Walker, pulling up, which is another small guard. And me and Pope had, a riveting discussion earlier, which I do not like small tweener guards. So what's the new dynamic? And I think that's a huge question going into the year because it's just like, as great as LaMelo has the potential to be with his ace out, who complements his game perfectly. Like, what's the alternative going forward?
Well, I can hear you. Yeah. Can y'all hear AB the hero? Is there only Louis? All right, bet. So AB was asking people that can't hear what would be good. I mean, without Miles Bridges, how the Hornets gonna fix that? Me or will it be? I believe like Melo made all of them who they are to me. Miles Bridges became Miles Bridges because of the Melo Ball. Uh, Same thing with the rest of them dudes, and I believe Jalen McDaniels, he steps up a little bit. I think Nick Richards
There
is
we go.
way better, much better than he was. You good? Be back, AB?
Yeah. I'm back. I'm
Okay,
back.
okay. So yeah. If you want to go ahead and tell the people the question again, I was.
Uh, so I'm not even sure which part of that they didn't hear, but There we go. I should. Yeah, they had me on mute, but we back. All right. So what I was saying is with because we were having a conversation about the jump that LaMelo was about to make for what I mean from year one to year one, year two, going into year three. He's got his jersey. The Hornets they made that playing game. When you think about teams who either made the playing game with them or teams who couldn't get there, like is there is his jump affected or is that team's growth, how much is it affected when you think about the subtraction of potentially Miles Bridges for this season? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And and the lack of movement that they've had this off season because of that situation. And so that was the question.
So me, I'm gonna say LaMelo makes everything good. LaMelo is gravy. He made them boys. He made Miles Bridges to what he is to me. Nobody wasn't talking about Miles Bridges. He wasn't hooping like that until Melo got there. Like I said, he resurrected Malik Monk's career to where he went from DNPs to end up going to get a contract with the Lakers. Okay, when you got a guy like that over there, and then PJ Washington to be better, I believe this year he'll be better than last year than he was. And him and Melo, they got good chemistry, so that's who actually fills in his place until with that situation. However, but Nick Richards, I'm telling you, he's a new player this year. I'm not saying he's gonna be an all star and nothing like that. He's a much better player than Mason Bumley, and then he was last year. He turned his body around. He's a real center now. Like he ready. So and he got a nice little continuity with LaMelo Ball. So I think he gonna do a good deed by just playing their roles, being in their spots, running the floor with LaMelo, uh, PJ knocking down his open threes because LaMelo's gonna create all of the action to where cats will get open. If you running the floor right, you fill in the lane, you roll into the hole hard off the pick and roll for the Mark Williams because Mark Williams has no offensive game, but he do got good hands, he got good footwork, good body, what I mean, athletic enough to go up and get the lobs and so on and so forth. And I think Nick Richards as well. So you put them three, make them do their thing. Jaden McDaniels might be a little better this year. I would assume so. Him being a youngster and developing. He what is he on? I think he on year three or year four either.
I want to say he
So
came in with Melo.
yeah, right. So he only on year three, and so ain't no telling. He looking good. Book night. What would he look like? Will he step up and be a solid shooting guard? Bryce McGowan. So you now it's hey you can do it.
You know what though? I agree. I think a lot of those players take a jump this season, right?
Hmm.
However, I think the hard part is if they start the season with all of those guys on the roster still, then they're in trouble, right? All it's time to you've been developing. It's trade bait time. Jalen McDaniels, I believe he done showed some sparks last year. You got to figure out a way to especially with Miles Bridges out. Some of these guys you got to figure out a way to package them up. Nick Richards showed you something, maybe you got to ship him somewhere. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
That Donovan. Well, obviously, I think if you could get, I love the chemistry with a Terry Rozier and all of those vets. But you know what I mean? If you could package a Terry Rozier with a Jalen McDaniels and bring back you a Donovan Mitchell, you know what I mean? Maybe that might be the move to make. So
Well, it seems like though, AB. I mean, I hear you for sure. I'll be trying to package up everybody. Everybody can go except for Melo. So I'm with you 100%. But we're talking about the Charlotte Hornets here.
dun, dun,
So
dun.
you know what I mean. That's the kicker. This the Charlotte Hornets. They don't seem to be trying to make no moves since I've been watching them for the last 2 years. Now going on three with another all season. They ain't made no good moves since I've been paying attention to them, and definitely ain't made no good moves before then. And matter of fact, when they was relevant, they dropped the ball when they had the Lonzo Mourning and Grandmama and Bugsy Bowles. They was nice, and they didn't want to re-sign players, and so they let that team go. So they just known even before Michael Jordan for being a franchise to just fumble the bag. So I think they're gonna stand packed. But what makes them just relevant and even in playoff contention, playoff, not in the championship, because they even if they may move, uh, can you get to the chip? It depends. I don't know. You better acquire somebody very very nice like a Donovan Mitchell, with somebody else. But I don't know, man. I just think Melo gonna have a leapfrog year this year, just like I feel like how John Morant did, how Luca did their third season. And I think he gonna have a leapfrog year this year to where he gonna be able to cover up a lot of that stank.
We got my man FYF in the building. I saw him in the
Yo,
chat. It sounded like you was disagreeing with something in the chat. I wasn't sure which part though.
I think it was somebody typed.
Okay, all right,
You
gotcha.
know,
Yo, FYF, what's up, man?
what's up, man?
Man,
Hey, hey, I disagree though, AB. I don't think Charlotte is in a position to trade, and the problem is the contract of a lot of the young players that they have are too small for the holes that they need to fill. They have to start with backup point guard and center. They don't have either. And so those two spots now, there's no cheap options in the league, right? That maybe they can go after Miles Turner, but that's going to cost, right? And you're going to have to give up something because you're going to have to make money work. You can't just give up some young guys and try to match the salary with that. You can't. It's not going to be enough money. So I think this is one of the reasons why they kind of overpaid Plumlee for 1 year because I think he gets traded by the All-Star break. That's not $9 million. You package that up with another player like Rozier. Maybe you can bring in something else because I don't think Rozier is actually going to be a long-term, fix for them. But then even once you trade Rozier, you still got another hole at the shooting guard spot. So I think right now they need to spend another year developing. They cannot tank because they already traded their draft pick away. So tanking is not going to help them. Um, I think what they do is if you look at what they're doing going into next offseason, they're going to have over 60 million available in cap space. And I think they're going to try to really play the free agency game going into next summer when you look at how they've set their books up. And do they win? Do they get those guys? I don't know. I think Mitch Kupchak and those guys, they're going to have to start whining and dining guys
Mm-hmm.
and try to work some magic because there's really no other way. They can't trade. They're not, and they have to add to the core that they have. They'll be able to shake Hayward's contract, which hasn't killed them. Luckily, it hasn't killed them because they're still about 3 million under the salary cap.
Mm-hmm.
So it hasn't destroyed him, but because he's not actively playing, that's what's hurting them. They need him out there, so they can't have all that money on the books and you ain't giving them nothing on the court. So I just think they're vying for free agency next summer, and they're just gonna dig deep, develop, and try to maybe get that 8 spot and give some guys some playoff experience. But that's really all they can play for this year. There's really no other winning strategy that they can do. There's no trade that's gonna make them better. I don't believe.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I don't think. I think that if Gordon Hayward would have been on the court for the majority of the past 2 seasons, you would have had Miles Bridges not in this trouble that he's in, and it would have been like this would be the third year of that synergy, and they would have been building that up, and then maybe you are one or two pieces away from making a playoff run. Maybe not winning it all, but getting out of the first round just because y'all done played, 200 games together and now y'all ready to go. But I think the issue that I feel like they gonna run into is in the off season, like after this season, it's time to start talking with the Melo renegotiation, like what I'm saying, let's get this extension probably going, and then you start talking about them free agents going to Charlotte. They don't have a great track record of bringing people in there. I feel like the only option that they have really is to figure out some way to get value into trading for a guy to get there. Cause I just don't see a top free agent, one of those needle movers for any reason. And maybe to play with LaMelo, there's some cat who like, one of these young dudes who admired him and is like, yeah, I would love to go over there. Maybe they take a bag to go do that. I think they just get hurt because you gonna have all of that cap, and if and ain't nobody just trying to go to Charlotte, especially if y'all keep getting knocked out of the first round or knocked out of the playing game. So
Well,
Look at this. Like, so I was
I
looking
don't
at
even
this.
think they.
This is what I was thinking. I was like, if they hold off another year, they really fight and maybe try to claw their way into the first round, give the guys some extra little experience in the playoffs. It's not no home run. I don't think they need to make home run signings in that 2023 free agency.
They're not
Like
gonna make no
if they can
signings.
lure a guy like there's two guys that I'm looking at that I think can really make an impact on that team. If you can get a guy like Middleton and maybe a center like Vucevic, right? That combination with what they have, right? Because now depth
Who?
is winning in the NBA. You don't need star power. You just need LaMelo as the star, and you need solid, really good players around you, and you need to be deep and you got to be young. So trading away your youth is the worst thing they can do. Stay young, stay athletic, but add to it. How can you do it? You add to it with free agency, and I think they just are 1 year away. The worst thing they can do right now is panic, start giving away their players. And not getting really nothing back for it. And then when you're in a position to get better, you don't have the depth to even utilize it. So they just need to wait 1 more year. You're going to have another year of growing pains, but they cannot make a whole bunch of bad moves now trying to chase a 7 seed. That's just not going to help.
They, the Hornets is known for trying to keep every player that they drafted. From the Cody, look how long Cody Zeller lasted over there. Nicholas Batum. As long as you're not asking for a bunch of money, then they'll re-sign you right on back. And they don't never draft players that's in like a Kemba Walker. They had Kemba Walker for a minute. He rocked out for about 8 years over there. But they kept him under his rookie extension and paid him a lot of money. But they don't go in free agency and try to go and spend a bunch of money, never. And that ain't going to change. Even when they have money, they go in free agency and go and overpay guys like Gordon Hayward.
that's what I'm about to say. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, they do some silly stuff like that. But as far as, so really what it is you only can hold, you just know that they're going to be an 8th seed, 7th seed at best, right? They're with this roster, and that's what they are. And LaMelo Ball is got to bounce come his free agent, because this is going to be your team. And you gotta hope that these cats develop, because they ain't getting rid of them. The Nick Richards develop, Book Knight develop, McGowan develop, Mark Williams develop. That's what they hoping for. They just hoping for to keep their guys, and that they don't develop into nothing that needs no max contracts.
But LaMelo can't go nowhere though. He'll be a restricted. They're going to give him the max. No, they're going to give him the max that he's stuck there for at least
You're not
another
gonna
3,
take
4
the
years.
max if you don't want to.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's restricted. He don't have control over where he goes.
He's
The team does.
unrestricted after. That's only for 4
No, he's
years.
not unrestricted. He's a rookie.
Yes, correct. I
He,
say he will become an unrestricted once
no, he will not be. He'll
it's
be
his turn.
restricted free agent. He cannot be a unrestricted free agent for like another 3 years.
Okay, so you're trying to tell me after 4 years, that's the rookie contract is for 4 years. So if he do it after he do his 4 years, and he don't re-sign no contract, he's a unrestricted free agent, my
No,
guy.
he's restricted. So after your rookie deal is up, you become restricted. And so he'll be restricted, and any contract that any other team offers, all Charlotte has to do is match. This is what happened to Aiden. Pacers offered him a deal. Phoenix just matched it. So he can't go nowhere. He didn't control his destiny.
Right. Okay. This was his what? This was his 4th season in the league. Now
He's on his rookie deal. He
was on his
turned
rookie
down
deal.
the qualifying offer, He became restricted. Pacers offered him a deal. Phoenix matched it. He couldn't
Correct.
choose where he went. Phoenix chose where if he left or stay. And nobody's
Correct.
gonna.
But
Charlotte's not gonna let LaMelo walk for nothing. So they're gonna give him the max. No other team's gonna be able to
no,
negotiate.
no. Believe you me, they not gonna give him the max, bro. This is what I'm saying to y'all. They don't give a who nanny about it being LaMelo Ball. They don't pay nobody no max deals. They're gonna do a sign and trade to whoever want to take them, which whoever want to take them is gonna be ready and prepared to ship off whoever they need to ship off to the Hornets, which the Hornets is very fine with taking whatever, basically. That's what they do. They are
They've
forgotten.
never had a
They will go
LaMelo
back
though.
to being forgotten
They've
franchise.
never been in this situation to even give a rookie max.
Yes, they have. They've been in it plenty of times. They've been in
Who?
it with Lonzo Mourning. They've been in it
No,
with
but the
Grandma
CBA was
Hall,
completely
Larry
different
Johnson. They've been in
When
it
Alonzo Mourning
with
was in the
Kemba
league.
Walker. What are you talking about?
So that's why Kemba Walker was there for 8 years.
No, he signed his deal. He wanted to stay there. That's why. When you become, whether you're a restricted free agent or unrestricted, so even let's say they did match. Let's just go with let's say whoever the Charlotte Hornets matched the max deal, and he don't have to make it for 4 years. It's not they gonna just get to sign him for 4 years for that max deal. It's for 1 year or 2 years maybe at the most that they get to keep him under that. So
No, rookie extension is like 3 years with an
no,
option.
man. No, it's not that long, brother. It's not that
It
long.
is.
It's not that long. Check it out. It's
Hey,
not that
look.
long.
I'm just telling you, he's not going nowhere.
He's
LaMelo
not
does not
there.
control his destiny right now. The last thing he needs to be thinking about is going to another team because Charlotte's not letting him walk.
Bro, if like I say, somebody offer him the super max,
You
the
can't
Hornets,
offer him a super max until he hits like his 8th
okay,
year.
or the max, whatever you want to call it, the max deal. You can call it the max deal. They can only keep him under that max. They was just even saying it about who just got signed. Who just did that? Oh yeah, Ayton. They was just saying if Ayton wanted to, he only had to be under that for 2 years, bro. If he
Aiden
wanted to
got the
bounce after
max.
that, he can
Pacers
bounce
offered
after
him the
that.
max.
No, he can bounce after that 2 years. They can't just hold him there like that. This ain't football. They can't franchise tag you over and over and over again. That only lasts a couple years that they can be able to do that. If a player want to leave, it's the league. And if he demand a trade or anything like that, bro, it's gonna be up. So he definitely controls his destiny. You talking about this basketball, the NBA? You got Harden bouncing around, showing up to camp for the Houston Rockets out of shape and letting them know I don't even want to play here and I'm not gonna play hard if y'all don't trade me. He's out of here. Once he on the Nets, I don't want to be here no more. He's out of here. KD just signed 4 years and they on the phone taking calls just because he want to request a trade. And David said, "I want to be man. When you want to leave, you can leave."
But you're still talking about guys that was done with a rookie deal under regular contracts.
No, man. I just told you, KD is under 4 years right now.
KD was stuck in OKC for how long?
I'm not talking about
Before
when
he
he
was a
under
free
rookie.
agent.
I'm just saying the power of the players in the
I know,
NBA is
but you
much
don't get that
better.
power until after your rookie deals are up.
No, you can start demanding trades if you want to, whenever. You can go and demand a trade right now, and people be calling. They have to figure something out. They can't
Tell
just
me the last dude on a rookie extension that was demanding a trade.
listen, bro. One of one. That's why he's one of one
It don't
for a reason.
happen. And business don't really allow for that.
Nah, man.
It's
Listen,
just the business of basketball. That's all.
right.
It's one of those things that like it wouldn't be in his best interest to do that. He could throw a fit, demand to trade, and all that stuff, and they'd have to figure something out probably. But he would be putting or potentially leaving some money on the table if he was trying to force his way out
Hey,
like this early.
what did
Yeah.
Eli
I
Manning do? He told them, "I am not going to whoever that first round draft pick. I'm going to New York," and he went to New York. Never been done before. Whoever had that pick, he told him, "I'm not going there. Forget about it."
yeah It was I think the Chargers, San Diego, or something like
Chargers.
that.
I
Yeah.
am not going. They made it happen to where Philip Rivers went there, and he went to where he went. Yeah, so I'm just saying, certain things that ain't never happened, it still can happen. So, hey, what do you
I
mean?
mean, I think the best place for LaMelo right now is in Charlotte. I think
What?
reality of their situation is just it requires patience and to fix the mistakes that they've made over the last few years. It takes time, and they've done good by holding on to their youth, developing because it will pay off. It's paying. Look at other places where it paid off in Memphis. It's paid off in Golden State. It's probably going to pay off in Minnesota next year. You got to hold on to your youth because depth is going to win it for you now in youth. You cannot win with these loaded stars at the top of your roster.
You sure
So,
right about that though, bro. But I'm just saying, when you got, it depends on what type of youth you drafted. The Golden State Warriors drafted a Klay Thompson and Draymond Green, who one of the top defenders of all time. So it depends on that. Can them dudes become a top
no,
player in the
I'm not
league
talking
like
about
that?
that youth. I'm talking about
The
the
new youth.
Kamingas, the Moody's, the Wisemans,
Yeah.
the young guys. You know, the young guys that help carry them. You know, the lead to Toscano and the Juan Toscano Anderson sign. Holding on to those guys is what won them the chip this year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, having that depth. No, I agree with that for
I
sure.
think too. What I see is, and what scares me about the Hornets though is the track record of developing that talent, right? So like holding on to these guys, developing them, getting that depth, bringing up these young dudes. That makes sense, and that is the way of the league. But I just don't know if it's happening the proper way. They seem to be all over the place, right? If you think about they just fired a coach who won 10 more games every season than the last season he was there to bring back the coach who was there before him that they fired because he didn't think he could they didn't think he could take him to the next level. Now he back to take him to the next level. You know what I mean? To me, just a lot of the moves that they making just don't make sense when you look at what they were trying to do with LaMelo's first season with the Devontae Graham, and obviously he was the guy the year before, but then now they trying to play LaMelo behind him. It just couldn't figure stuff out. You know what I mean? The what was going on with Gordon Hayward, that sign, and some of these other moves. So I do think for LaMelo's pockets, Charlotte is the place to be at, right? He's going to get a max contract from them because if, like you said, if it's restricted, somebody else is going to offer that cuz they'll take him anyway. But I just don't I'm nervous about the team that they're going to be able to put around him, especially if they just lose Miles Bridges. If he just like something fall off the books. I don't know. I imagine that they're going to bring him back or something like that, but right now it's just looking like he just done.
Yeah. But like I say, man, I think Melo he gonna have like an MVP type candidate season this year. I got that feeling. I'm gonna predict that now. Cause yeah, man, what can he do? And the boy stay in the gym. He stay in that gym, working on his craft, which his craft is already crazy. And I'm sure he's gonna be stronger, a little faster. That's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be ugly for the league, man. But that young dude, he know how to not only get himself involved. That's why that team be winning the games that they do win, because he know how to get himself involved and other people involved. Uh, and they play up to their heights. They don't play to their lows. Really, they play a little better than what they really are when they messing with LaMelo Ball.
Hey, FYF, I
You know,
wanted. So let's say with my man LiAngelo, we done got a season of the G League from him. We got two summer leagues. We got some Drew League ball. Like at this point, where do you see his trajectory? Right? Is he still? Do you think that? Because I feel like we talked about this before in different stages of where his journey. But where do you see him going? Right? I think that he's still in the path where as long as he stays on a team, he might find himself somewhere. You know what I mean? But what's your thoughts on it?
Here's an example. This is an example of what I think he should do. Our first game of the year last year with my team out here at GCU, we played a team called Hillcrest, and they had a guy, a D1 5-star prospect center going to ASU. His name was Duke Brennan. We crushed him, and our center embarrassed him. Hillcrest shelved him for the rest of the season to hide him because what we exposed was that he wasn't what everyone says he is. And I think what's going on with LiAngelo right now is similar because as much of a talent as he is with regards to scoring the ball, just like Bradley Beal said, he's not going to be a scorer in the NBA. And that's the unfortunate reality of his game is that he's been a scorer everywhere. He's been relied on heavily to be a scorer, and he hasn't really developed or evolved any other facets of his game well enough to adapt to any other roles at the NBA level. So teams are struggling to figure out how does he fit in on our bench? How does he fit in a role? Can he accept, can he come in and give legitimate spot minutes? And what I'm seeing now, I just did a reaction to his last game from this weekend. It's an embarrassment to watch that type of basketball because it's like some of the worst brand of basketball you've ever seen. It's making them look worse. And it's not competitive. They're getting destroyed. Their teams are really making them showcase his weaknesses. And I think he needs to do one or two things. He needs to go overseas and join an NBL team that's really going to focus on putting them in game situations to get them better. Or he needs to just go into zero dark 30 mode, stop getting on camera, drop 10 to 15 pounds, get in shape, get with a high-level trainer like Phil Beckner or somebody, and just really go to work on some of the flaws like the ball handling, being able to be shifty on the defensive end. He's going to have to get his offensive IQ up because he makes a lot of bad reads. And if I want to see him in the league, I'm a shooter myself. He just don't have he's not doing the things it takes right now to get there. Unfortunately. That's what and that's just the reality of it. I'm trying to watch video to find things to give hope, but it's getting worse. It's getting worse, AB. That's the only thing that's happening.
Man, what's crazy, AB, man? Me and FYF, we don't really usually agree on a lot of things, but this is one I gotta agree with them. It's getting ugly, man, and I don't, I know AB. I've been waiting really to hear what you think about it and how you. Cause man, you already know we talked about the Drew League before the summer league that him playing the point guard. Me and you, we done talked about that at length.
Mm-hmm.
How I thought that was a bad idea. And then when he came back, it seemed like he started doing more of. I don't know if they was listening to us or whatever. Cause when I was telling you he should show these cats he can put his back to the basket and put people in the basket. But not from the 3-point line, my G. I mean, come on. You can't back cats down from the 3-point line. Like, I'm talking about get the ball in the paint or at the elbow and go to work or something like that. But I don't know, man. Last year I was saying he been training really for probably last couple years before this one with the Purple Gold, with Jermaine Jackson and LaMelo Ball. And last year's summer league, he just looked way more fit and ready to just smash. He looked good. He was efficient. Everything. He was ready to take off. This year, he just looked sluggish. He looked penitentiary diet or something like he'd been on the same way too big. It just don't look right. His body language on the court, it don't look right. I went and watched him in summer league this year, night and day from how he looked last year, bro. And then he go back to with LeVert. So to me, I'm trying to put it together like, okay, you was with Jermaine Jackson and you went to and basically literally off your couch to playing competitive basketball, summer league, NBA, G League, and then go back to LeVar Ball, your pops, and go to the Drew League, and you like a totally like you didn't regress. Like, what is going on? What's going on, AB? Please talk to me.
Yeah. I don't, man. You know what? I uh, I feel like, and this is where I was saying before we were talking about the point guard thing. I was saying like there was just a method to the madness. They were trying to get him because, like FYF said, the things that we know and love him for probably won't be his role in the NBA. So they were trying to help him develop a new part of his game. And what better way to do that than live action, right? I do think that it's tough when, because in that style of play, it's super fast. It's a lot of possessions. It's a lot of shooting the ball. You don't worry about percentages. You know what I mean? Like when you talk about it being like bad basketball, like that brand of basketball is not conducive for a person who like needs to always be like their best foot forward at all times, right? It's not going to put you in the best light. You know what I'm saying? You're taking a lot of bad shots. It's the same reason why going into the NBA, folks were worried about LaMelo's ability to shoot the 3 point ball, or his shot selection and all of that stuff. That style, just if you're watching it, just makes it look like, bro, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And so I do think that that's hard for him. I think it's a tough situation because I would love to see him like go play basketball for a team that's going, like you said earlier, allow him to be in real basketball situations and get healthy minutes and be able to develop, because I think that that's his number one issue is if you count how much he played last season for the Greensboro team. Shoot, if you even think about the summer leagues, like he's played more basketball in the Drew League than he did the entire G League season last year and the summer league and this year's summer league combined, you know? So I think he needs actual game time minutes and in order to be able to develop, or else like, he just up in the mountains somewhere or in the hills working out, then trying to get better and bring it to a court without actually having a space to show that he been working on his craft in a way that I think scouts and NBA executives could appreciate.
Okay, FYF, before you cook, I know I want you to go and cook too, but I just want to say, when he was with Jermaine Jackson, a little bit of footage that they showed him training with his handles and everything, that stuff was looking crispy, quick. His release, everything, he was on point, man. And he is night and day from what he looked like now. And I believe him being removed from Jermaine Jackson and that type of training, because Jermaine giving him NBA professional training, bro. This is why, even though LaMelo been LaMelo, but you can tell his game is way sharper. It's much more professional. It's much more sound. It's like, so it's refined, bro. So it's like, come on, why would they take him away from that? Because to me, it's like, okay, the Drew League is a league for him, even to where, man, I only got to show up on game day. So to me, he could have been practicing with and training with Jermaine Jackson and LaMelo, and then just show up on game day to the Drew and play with his pops and them, so he can keep that same fire, bro. Because he looked it way more better just coming off his couch. Now he actually looked like he fresh off the couch, and that's the problem.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is like when you watch them clips of him training with Jermaine Jackson, they running like they are imitating actual NBA sets. Like when you watch them in the Drew League, it's like fast paced, free for all basketball. So you're just not gonna see the same level of tact. So he could be putting in hella work, but it just don't show up in that style of basketball when the like blueprint is get the ball from out of bounds, throw it down the court, wait down there, catch it, shoot it as soon as you get it. We trying to shoot 100 shots this game, and I don't know. It's just tough.
Yeah, that was bad basketball.
Yeah,
Hero,
that
Yeah,
was
how's it
but
bad
going?
it's
basketball.
creating. This is what it's creating too, because basketball is a game of habits. And if you watch this last game specifically, I had to stop watching at the second half because when I see a player, as soon as the offensive team that LiAngelo is guarding, as soon as the shot goes in the air, he's taking off down court. But then the other team's getting offensive rebounds, and he's still not coming. It's creating a brand of basketball that's going to give teams the wrong impression of his effort, and all types of things. Because teams are going to be looking at his intangibles. And so now that the NBA is showcasing these Drew League games, it doesn't look like he's taking these games like a job application.
All right.
These games are a job application right now. They're getting showcased on the NBA.com app. You got to play like it. This is why players like Hezzy guy are coming out showing their best foot forward, 50, right? Malachi Flynn, 50s. Isaiah Thomas, 40s, and the win. Not just 40s, the win. This is the key to this. So, he needs to start playing a winning brand of basketball so we can see what he looks like in some form of a system, because when you're pressing, they're running. No, what team really presses full court against pros? You're gonna get
Right.
obliterated. Like this,
Yo,
you setting people up for failure when you run a full court press against pros. Like
God.
you might as well just go ahead and give them the bucket and just they're gonna score every time. And
And not
so
even
it's
score. They're gonna highlight score. It's gonna be like
yes, they're
Lob
gonna.
City.
Oh
They're
my
gonna
god,
be
bro! I mean, right off the tip of the game, from the tip, the white dude is on the wrong side. Jordan Bell gets the ball, dunks the game right out the gate. It's just like, what are y'all doing? They go into a 1-3-1 type of zone. Everybody on the court is walking around, not rotating. It's just like literally walking. I just did a reaction to the full game. That's why I said it's like
And if
when
you're
I'm at
not
the
used to running the 1-3-1 press, bro, it's so much to that.
bro, you
That
can't. That's the hardest zone to run out of all of them. You can't
right,
And
you
just
see,
can't just throw a
yeah,
squad together and say run this. Like, nah, that ain't it.
bro, and they out there trying to run it, looking crazy, getting blown by, and it's affecting everybody's effort because they're getting beat so bad. And then so imagine if there is somebody interested in Jello, they're like, okay, when was the last time he played? Oh, he was in the Drew. Oh, let's pull up that footage.
Oh,
Oh, well, what the fuck is this? That's what they're gonna say. Well, what is this?
on to the next is what they're
And
gonna
and,
say.
and the
Right,
NBA moves too fast, right?
right,
They're gonna every
and it,
draft class that comes, he's been a free agent since 2018. Every draft class that comes is more players that they're going to be giving opportunities to, just like like McGowan's. Already got a two-way just because of the potential. Passed up. I'm hearing LJ's going to get the other two-way spot. That means you're getting passed up by other people. They don't even have to be better. They just they brighter and shinier right now because they the newest thing around.
yeah.
So
How's
it's
it going,
happening.
How's it going, fellas? My name is Morale. I see you FYF all day. AB the hero. You the greatest at this. You the greatest. But if I could just chime in on that FYF, what you said about LiAngelo Ball's playing bad, I don't think that's him. It's more so as soon as the game starts, Team BBB is already down by like 15. Like like Jello still getting his numbers. It's just that they're down by 20. Like
Yeah.
they're down. They're losing.
Okay. Let me
No,
ask you something, B.
hold on.
Morale.
Let me say something because the game is fresh on my mind. I literally just watched it.
Go
That's what
ahead. Go ahead.
that's what a lot of people were saying before I watched this game. But then
That's
when I
crazy.
watched the first 5 minutes of the game, LiAngelo has 4 turnovers in the first quarter that are heavily some of the decisions that he's making, the bad shots that he's taking, he's playing just as much of a role in them getting blown out.
Right.
When you look at the defense, there was literally
He's
a play
playing
in
the
the first
biggest
quarter.
role.
Hold on, there's a play in the first quarter where LiAngelo runs into the back court and don't even come back. They down there hooping. Dude,
Right.
FYF,
LiAngelo's man
bro.
hits a wide open 3.
Right.
Those are the things that contribute to you getting blown out. So
Right. And
as much as you want to blame other people, LiAngelo is, if not more so, one of the biggest reasons why they getting ran
Biggest
through.
reason, bro.
Right. Well, FYF, I'm
I'm
glad you
watching the
mentioned that
game.
because FYF,
And
you also
also, when
mentioned.
you take a
Wait,
lot of bad
yeah.
shots on offense, it turns into easy offense for the
For the
defense for
squad,
the other
yeah.
team. So that also puts you in another bad spot. But go ahead, Beef. I'm
Right.
sorry.
Right, and FYF, you also mentioned earlier that Jello should play like Isaiah Thomas and Malachi Flynn and all these players who's bowling like that. But those players you just named are NBA players with NBA experience. Jello doesn't have any of that, so he's trying to figure it out like on the fly, so to speak, with guys who've had professional experience. So if you mentioned the 4 turnovers, one look at the team around Jello as well too. The
Melo,
team
hey,
being
Yeah.
listen, 18-year-old LaMelo Ball, or 17 at the time, when dropped a 30-something point triple double in the Drew, and his
right,
team
but
almost went to the championship.
Right, but Melo also went to the NBL, correct? Melo had
No,
professional
no, he didn't. He
experience.
didn't. No, he didn't. He went to the
That was
NBL
before.
after.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Hold on.
went to the NBL after the Drew.
But I think the tough part about I think that they sent LiAngelo to the Drew League to as an opportunity to showcase him, and it's pretty much his squad.
I agree.
I
I
think
agree.
if I know for a fact that the security guard, Lonzo's security guard, is playing on that team. You know what I mean? Like they do got some pretty rough players. I remember last year when they put the BBB team out. One of the dudes I know who is a cameraman was hooping with them. So like literally like dude like is imagine me going out there jumping on their squad.
Right. I'm
So
surprised they didn't have you out there, AB.
I almost flew out there just to say I hooped in the Drew one time,
Man,
but
one
so
time.
I think that's like that is part of it, but not that's what I'm saying is it's hard because the ideal is we gonna go out here and run this style of offense that we ran at Chino, and what they're trying to do is that's the same style that gave LaMelo these intangibles that everybody say is like generational and you can't teach. It's the same style of offense that gave Lonzo the things that people, you know what I mean, say, make him generational. You can't teach it. The vision is such and such. So I think Jello is in a tough spot because he's trying to play that same style of offense, but without the number 2 pick in the NBA draft and the number 3 pick in the NBA draft, and then also the number 6 pick in the NBA draft, and then Eli Scott. And
Right.
it just don't work for him the same way. You know what I'm saying?
So that's my
And
other
yeah,
question to you, AB. I just want to know that right quick. Not to cut you off because when you say that and I started thinking about that, like I was like, damn, you know what? That style of play, it really works. Especially first of all, it was in high school, so you
yeah,
can press all game in high school, and you play a 1-3-1, and especially if everybody know their positions and know where they spots and where to be at in that 1-3-1. That's in high school or AAU, you will kill. You'll create a lot of havoc, which they did.
hmm,
Uh, that works in high school, and then on top of not only you in high school, you talking about having who became number 2 pick of the draft, 3 pick of the draft, 6 pick of the draft. Eli Scott and Jello flirting with the G League, so they still in the they professionals. So basically,
hmm.
a whole 5 of professionals, future professionals that can get up and down the court. Maybe that's why that style of game work like that, because it's high school, it's that level where press can work, and then when you got that type of talent, I mean, sheesh.
You know what I'll say from the JBA. What I learned about that style was it's unorthodox and it's hard for like the standard basketball player to pick it up, right? If you've been playing regular basketball your whole career and then all of a sudden they be like, yo, we want you to do this, press the whole game, leak out, throw the ball down there, get it and shoot it. Like I always say this, that there's some dudes in that JBA, the Curtis Hollis, he is flirting with the G League, and you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
he
He's
vicious.
somebody, yeah. He be in the Drew League, going off. He do his thing, player of the
I
week,
like I
all that
like
stuff,
Kurt.
all over the place. And it took him a minute to understand that offense and that defense, and like on something like really him and LeVar having to sit down and just be like, yo, you gotta do it or else you're not gonna play. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I don't so I think it's hard, but I think that they're at this point where it's just I don't know if it's as beneficial as it used to be for him and at this point in his career. Like I
See,
think that that's what made LaMelo's time in the Drew League so like valuable is it was a time where people respected him as LaMelo, so they gave him space to shine, but they also played a brand of basketball that allowed him to like be LaMelo, you know what I mean? To see all these different other aspects of his game. And I feel like LiAngelo, from namesake, could go to any other Drew League team and they would give him the same space that they give a Hezi God, that they give some of these other social influencers who play out there and may be able to like, I don't know, have a better outing because they wouldn't
yeah.
be like running the ball, you know what I mean, as like 100 miles an hour the whole time, probably.
But
Or they,
AB,
yeah.
AB, so when we look back to that game Saturday,
Mm.
the player of the game is a guy named KJ. KJ is a manager at FedEx.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. See, the problem with me is when you step on the court. See, LiAngelo's been a pro since 2018. Even though he's been a free agent, he's been to Summer League twice. He's been through a full G League season. He's a pro.
Yeah.
And when a pro
Bro,
steps on the court with non-pros, it's supposed to stand out like a sore thumb.
yeah.
Bad.
100%. Yeah.
And
But
so when you step on the court
FYF, Gelo's
when
not
you
getting minutes. He's not
hold on,
getting
hold on, hold
minutes
on one
though.
second.
They
Hold
talking
on,
about
hold
the
on.
Drew
Doesn't
League,
Talking
matter.
about
man.
the
He's talking
Drew
Doesn't
about the
League.
matter.
Drew League.
Doesn't matter.
He's getting all
Doesn't
the
matter.
minutes in the Drew. But no,
No,
go
what
ahead.
I'm saying is
No, he said he's
when
a
a
pro. FYF, he said he's a pro.
hold
Don't
on, but
matter.
he's not just a pro. Like it's like this. It's like this. If you pull a walk on from a D1 team, even though that walk on can't hoop or lick with the D1 guys, if you put him in
Facts.
at the college rec, he gonna kill everybody because he's just spending so much time at with high level basketball. So even if he's not playing in the G League,
Correct.
what I'm saying is though whatever he's being taught is something's the retention, something's not clicking, something's not working because when I look on that court, when I'm watching these games, Jello's not looking like I wouldn't be able to tell if he's a pro. I couldn't look at his game and be like, he's a pro. See,
Yeah, if
with
he didn't
LaMelo,
body, yeah,
even though
man.
LaMelo was playing reckless, wild up and down basketball in high school, nobody judged him based off that. Scouts will look at moments, certain plays, certain sequences and be like, damn, that's a pro move. Damn, that's a pro pass.
But no,
They look
yeah,
at and they take
he's
that and say, we can work with that. When you look at Jello, I want you to be honest. Tell me one moment in G League, in the Drew League, where you said, damn, that was pro. That's a pro move.
I
uh,
could tell you one. I think was it the game against the Bulls. I'm not sure it was. I think when Jello scored 12 points, he came off a curl from the 3-point line and shot a three. That looked very
oh no,
So he
yeah,
came
he
professional.
looked
so you
he
just
looked like
said
a
he
pro.
came off a curl
Yes,
and he shot a three. And that looked
yes.
like a pro move.
Well, if you compare that to all the other shots that he's had, remember, there was a game he had 5 minutes and 0 points. You know, Jello can only do so much.
Yeah.
There was another point. Jello, he got a offensive rebound. I got a layup on his own. So Jello's in the summer league. He's getting it on his own. He's getting it where he can with the minutes that he's doing it with. You know what I mean? Pope, you mentioned earlier that 2 years of summer league, it looks night and day. I thought you was gonna say from the Drew League to the summer league, it looks night and day because I actually thought Jello plays more organized in the summer league compared to the Drew League, from what I've seen.
Yeah, no,
From
but
what I've seen.
I'm just when I say looks night and day. Last year, you couldn't tell me he shouldn't have been on the Hornets roster. This year, I'm like, bro, he damn near don't look like he should be on nobody's roster in the NBA. I keep it
He
100,
might
man.
not make the G League team the way he's
I'm
looking.
pulling for LiAngelo, LaMelo, all of that, Lonzo, all of that. I gotta tell the truth. When I see something, I gotta be frank with the people, bro. Like he look horrible out there to me this season. And I
Well,
don't care about the numbers of 27 and
I was just
36.
about to ask you that. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing there. When you gotta shoot, listen, the boy shot 45 shots. That's ridiculous. I've never heard like who does that. That's I've never heard of that before. Who put up 45 shots for what?
But
Like, come
that's what
on,
I'm
man.
saying.
He
That's
shot
what I mean.
4-18 from the 3-point line this weekend.
That's
Four
what
for
I'm saying.
18.
I
And he
think
been
that
shooting
that's the
bad the
hard
whole
part for
Drew
him.
League season though. It ain't just
Yeah.
that game.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that that's what messes him up with that style of offense where all of a sudden somehow you require to shoot 45 shots.
AB
And
is G3 a grown man?
but but that's what
Thank
I'm
you.
saying. He a grown man for
Come
sure.
on, man. So I'm
But
saying, do he got a mind of his own? He should be able to tell his daddy, look, bro, that now, pops, let's do something else. Like I don't need to run the point guard. I'm not my brothers. So let's perfect what I do. That's why I'm like, he gotta speak up
Pope,
and
but
give his opinion at least about how he feel about a situation. He can't just, oh yeah, we're gonna throw the ball to you, son, every time, and I want you to shoot every shot. He said he gotta be able to like, bro, pops, that ain't gonna look right.
Pope,
Come on.
but I'm pretty sure LeVar knows what he's doing. Why? Lonzo was a
What?
number 2 pick. LaMelo's a number 3 pick.
Yeah,
LeVar
no,
knows what he's doing. That's what
definitely.
I believe.
Okay, that's no doubt. The man is a savant. He came to
And
train in his
AB, I know you
ears.
agree with me,
Oh,
AB. I know you agree with me, AB.
I agree with you when it come to he did his thing. See, it's certain levels to certain things, so he got them prepared. And now, what's smart is what'd be a smart move is to see Jermaine Jackson what he did and say, yeah, Melo was still the Melo that I raised and trained, and that's where he got his raw game from. Like that's because, but now that it's so sound profound, it's there, it's professionally, it's that's Jermaine Jackson, and it was the best move to be able to hand him over to Jermaine Jackson. That was such a blessing. I really want to know who really made that call to Spire. I would love to, if AB, if you know this, please. I would love to know who really made the call to Spire when Jermaine Jackson came. And because Jermaine, do y'all notice Jermaine Jackson left his Spire job to go to mentor Melo and do everything with Melo? Like he was just building something over there. So he was a smart enough man to, man, y'all don't understand. Like Melo needed that, Jello needed that, Lonzo needed that. If you look at the difference, Lonzo been having Demo as his trainer all this whole time. It's cool for around a certain period of time, but you gotta upgrade. Kobe,
So
you gotta upgrade, bro.
right. So AB, I have a question for Pope and FYF. Right. This because AB, I'm sure you already know this question already. But Pope and FYF, my question for you guys: do we trust LeVar's process with Jello?
Not at all. Not at all.
Well,
I think I just told you he regressed them.
I say here's the problem. He's been a free agent since 2018. Every year that passes by, it's a new draft class, it's new prospects. You don't have much time. You don't have much time to show people what you could do. There's only so many times where you can say, oh, it's my teammates. Oh, I need to play with my brothers. You have to find somewhere where you can showcase your talent, showcase it so you can have a legitimate opportunity of getting to the league. And you have to broaden your spectrum outside of Charlotte because, to be honest, Charlotte has already shown that they don't want him.
Right.
There's simply a girl that keeps rejecting him. They've already given other guys two-way contracts. When they had the opportunity to call him up last year, they signed Isaiah Thomas. I mean, they've drafted athleticism, length, and height, which is not Jello. They don't prioritize shooting. They don't run an offense that's conducive to his skill sets. And as we speak right now, every day that passes by, another two-way contract's getting signed, another Exhibit 10 deal's getting signed. And so as that happens, he's getting passed up, waiting around on the Hornets. So with only, I think, 9 two-way spots left in the entire league, and that's actually less than that because most teams have offers out and they're waiting for guys to accept. Well, you're wasting time waiting around or playing around in this Drew league with a team that's not even serious about winning because you can't showcase anything.
Correct.
So you're
That's what
wasting
I'm saying.
time. You
LeVar
say
definitely
LeVar, you say
wasted his
trust
whole
LeVar.
time this
Like he
summer.
said, I love LeVar. I love what he's been
Love
doing
him.
with his boys to get to this point. He's made them all millionaires. But if we're talking basketball, this is not the correct route with LiAngelo. LiAngelo, he should have stayed at UCLA and just
The
accepted
nigga
the
had
1 year suspension.
fucking Nick, the security guard on his team, and Demo and the cameraman. Did you just hear? He had the cameraman on his team.
Yeah,
How was that
He
setting up
needs to be where he's
LiAngelo
wanted.
Ball for success
That's
when you put him on the floor with cats like that? That's ridiculous. You setting them up for failure. That's plain and simple.
I hear it.
It's
but,
only
but but hold
six
on, but
people
it's
that
not even
play.
about who he's playing with
Yeah,
because y'all on these other teams that they're playing, y'all can't name none of these guys. These other guys are just regular Joes, just like what Jello has.
Nah, but this is my
Yes,
what I
let's
mean
not
though
act
by
like they're
that
playing. He's playing against
FYF.
NBA All Stars.
Nah,
He
but what
played
I
against
mean by
Jordan
that,
Bell and a whole bunch of guys that work regular jobs. And Jordan Bell sat for most of that second half.
I can tell you
A,
like
this
this.
is
yeah,
here's
go
what I'm
ahead,
gonna
Uh,
tell
AB.
you. This is what
Yeah.
I think. I think that, and this is the realism that I bring to the Jello situation. I Jello left UCLA, wasn't even going to play in the JBA. Played half of the games in that. Played some of the games overseas with them and with a busted leg or whatnot, and then eventually is now on this NBA track. So for me, I don't even if I'm Jello, I'm not even hunting a two-way contract at this time. I'm just trying to get minutes. That's what I think he need more than
Right,
anything.
right.
Is just time on the court and actual minutes.
right.
I don't. I think if he get caught up in watching who's signing two ways and whether or not he actually going to get a shot in the NBA, I think he fumbling the bag. I think he needs some time to get on a G League team who actually gonna let him figure himself out.
Correct.
Because I don't believe that he knows what his actual NBA game is right now.
Agreed.
Because
Yeah, yeah.
when you watch him, because that style that he played with for all them years with LeVar and what they doing in the Drew League at Chino, JBA, that's not going to cut it in the NBA style. We see Melo
But
had to kind of switch his game up a bit, and I think that he in such a tough position with this Hornets team or with this Greensboro team because right now he's a shooter. They bring him in and he goes stand at the 3-point line. So if you are a shooter and you taking 3 shots a game, if you got to hit all 3 of them or else your percentage is crazy and you're not a shooter no more. But if you taking 1 shot every 2.5 quarters, like you know what I mean? Like he just in that
but
situation.
AB,
So
this is where the business of basketball kicks in because in the NBA, the only way you get guaranteed minutes is if you make a team commit to signing you to some form of a contract. And the two-way deals make you priority. So if you sign a two-way deal with a team, that means you have one of the 17 roster spots. That means that team has to make sure you're ready at all times in case they call you up. So they have to prioritize your development. That means they have to give you the minutes. They have to give you the touches. They have to run you in certain actions in certain games. This is why Book Night and a lot of the guys that were signed last year were getting all the minutes in the G League because they were the draft picks or they were signed to the two ways. Those are the guys that teams will prioritize, the players that they're invested in financially. With Jello, there's no commitment. There's in the two ways. What two ways are also to lock a player's rights in because other teams might seek their talent. The problem is Jello isn't doing anything right now that makes other teams want to knock on the door and call for his talents.
But see,
So there is
FYF.
no high demand to sign him to anything because no team is actively pursuing him. They can
See,
get
but
Jello
FY.
for the low, and they don't have to prioritize his development because they don't have any commitment to him financially. A
So F.
two-way makes that commitment real. The proof is in the
Right,
pudding. Look at the guys who they played last year, guys
but
they committed
FYF.
to financially.
FYF. If there's no commitment from the Hornets, why did they call Jello to the summer league? They still calling Jello. I'm
It's
pretty sure
called
Jello's.
it's
Go ahead.
called filler on a roster, and they used them
AB. I
as
disagree.
such.
AB. I disagree.
Okay, so how many minutes did he play in summer league?
I give you that. I give you that. But
They
he's
used
still.
him as filler. He was giving other guys a breather.
I think think what LeVar is saying is, as long as he's there, as long as Melo's in the organization and Jello is anywhere around the farm system, Jello is close. He's close.
The NBA
He's
doesn't
close.
use the G League as a farm system.
Well,
They
it's a
don't.
minor league. It's a
It's
minor
not a
league.
minor league because remember, last year the G League only called up 30 guys in the entire NBA. That's not a farm system, right? That is them. That is the NBA sending their draft picks and two-way players to the G League to get ready, and then call them up when they ready. Outside of that, what guy in the NBA last year that didn't have a two-way or wasn't a draft pick got called up? I want you to tell me.
You're right. You're right.
No.
But
last year,
go ahead, AB. Go ahead.
I feel like
Go ahead,
last year
AB.
was last year because they had the string of COVID outbreaks. There was a lot
Yeah, I
of
was
guys
just
who
about
got
to say
called
that.
up.
No, but AB, go look. I did the research already. Every player, there's only one player. I think it was Dakota Mathias with the Sixers. But outside of that, no. If you weren't on a two-way deal or a draft pick for a team, you didn't get called up.
Because the guy from and only how I know it has happened is because a couple of the guys from the Hornets, one of them went to the dude who I can't remember his name right now, but he looked good. The dude was an athlete, you know what I mean, shoot the ball. He went to Portland for a little bit, and he wasn't a two-way guy or
What's his name?
I want to say
And remember the Hawks. Remember the
Because he
Hawks.
had to be
What,
tied
Trendon
in some
Watford?
form of a deal.
Trendon Watford or what's the guy's name?
Yeah, Trendon Watford. He's with Portland now.
Or is it it's someone else?
He went there and then they sent him back, and he came back to, and it was kind of crazy because once he came
And
back, he didn't
AB,
play that
if
much.
they called that guy up but didn't call Jello up, isn't that
Yeah.
an indicator that they don't want you?
But
Yeah,
I'm
but-
saying
but-
the Hornets didn't call him up. He got called up for another team, so he left the Hornets. He left the Swarm and went to another team. But here's what I'm saying, and this is the thing that what I'm saying about, because I agree. I don't think that the Hornets are invested in LiAngelo. I think that they seen something there and that's keeping him a roster spot a bit, plus the LaMelo tie, and there's some
Right.
other stuff that's in there that's helping him out. My only thing is he has to figure out. I don't think that there is enough body of work for anybody in the league at this point to be like, yo, we're
Agreed.
gonna put you on a two-way contract. I think that he has to figure out a way to have a body of work, and that's what I think he's missing. You know what I mean?
So
That's the point
FYF.
where I wish he would go overseas or do something like that.
But-
But
Okay,
I don't
so-
think he gonna
so
do
AB,
it.
Wait, FYF, before you go, FYI, I just want to say this. So let's say you are right. Let's say the Hornets are not committed to Jello, right? You're right. You're right on that. You're right? But Jello is always going to have a chance because Melo and Lonzo. Jello's always going to have a chance. So I just wanted to say that before you went. Yeah.
I mean, you can say
Cameron
that.
McGriff. That's his name.
Okay.
Cameron McGriff. He was the guy.
I've heard of him. What I'm saying is, I just don't know what we expect. I mean, I think he just needs to go somewhere where he's actually wanted and can be prioritized, so he can showcase, and not just showcase what he can do in game situations, but also show how he's improved in situations that you can only show in serious games. If he has improved defensively, he can't show anybody playing the style of basketball that he's playing now. He needs to go somewhere where he can show, look, I've added this element, and this element, and I'm doing it outside of the confines of my dad, who will play me every waning moment of the game. That's how, it's comical the type of basketball he's playing, and we can't just always run around blaming his teammates.
Yeah,
it's him.
But FYF, we also can't misconstrue Jello's game in the Drew League compared to Jello's game in the Summer League. Because in the Drew League, yes, he's running point. In the Summer League, Jello is playing like a shooter. He's playing off the ball. He's catching and shooting. Imagine playing Jello like that for 30 minutes. Like, I'm sure Jello will be more efficient. I'm sure Jello will play better on defense.
Why would you run him 30 minutes in an NBA game? That wouldn't be his role. He would be a 14th, 15th, 13th man on the bench. He's going to have to get used to playing in short stints.
And being efficient when he do it.
And being efficient and also adding other elements to his game outside of shooting.
his numbers, he was efficient with the little bit of time that they gave him in the G League, and he looked good. Like I said, he looked
No,
good.
no,
Summer
but
League
Pope,
last
he
year.
wasn't efficient though, because when you look at what is the most glaring stat that stands out? His defensive rating was 121.9, the worst in the G League.
Oh no, his defense is horrible, but I'm talking about his offensive efficiency. He was good from the 3 point. He shot good from the field. He shot good.
No, he didn't shoot good from the 3-point line in the G League. He shot below average.
What you mean?
His average was like 33, 34%.
No, no, no. Below wasn't it
He
50
shot
AB?
40% from the field.
When it wasn't
Yeah,
50
no, he
AB?
actually shot like 38% from the field, 34, 33% from the 3-point line.
No, I thought he shot about like almost 40 something from three,
No, he shot
and 50
horribly.
something
He shot horribly in the G League.
Yeah, I don't know. It's saying it's not giving me the full percentage, but it's saying that it was at 440.
Yeah, it was at
Here,
40.
I can
Three
pull it
point
up
was
right
at
here.
because he was at one point he was at 50. I know that because I was
But
watching it and following it myself. So I know he was at 53 or something like that. Then it dropped down
No, he
towards
was
the
not at
end.
53%. At
Yes,
close,
he
no
was.
way.
He was there at one point. He was there at one point.
that's what I'm
He didn't
saying
stay
though.
there.
It's it. I feel like his stuff is so hard to look at, especially his shooting percentages, because
when he's
the
getting
it's
10 minutes a
Okay,
game
here
or
it is right
less.
here. He played
it's
28 games in the G League. He shot 35% from the 3-point line um in total, and he shot 48% from no, his
Okay.
field goal percentage was 39% for the entire G League. So 35% from the 3-point line, 39% from the field goal.
And AB, you was getting at how many minutes, right? So do you want to look at the minutes
Yeah,
FYF or just
13 and 13 minutes a game.
that's not enough?
Okay, but that's the thing. Minutes are earned. You don't just get minutes. And if you only way you get minutes off potential is if you have a great agent and you say, before my player comes to your team, I need some form of a contract. That
Yeah, but FYF, if nobody's giving you the ball, how are you going to earn your minutes? No,
then you go to another team that will give you the ball, that will prioritize you.
that's where you come in, AB. AB, this is where you come in.
Remember,
I
he's in
think
control.
here's the let me see. I'm looking at the G League stats, and it's hard to call what it is because they break the season up into different ways. You know what I'm saying? So
Go to
like there's
that
a
career
showcase
because the
cup. It's
career
like
he don't
No, I got the full season right here. He played
go to
28
career
games. He
because
started 6 games,
didn't they have a
13 minutes a
career? I
game.
think.
Yeah, 4.6 points per game. Um, he didn't. He shot 0 free throws a game, 0.1 free throws a game. He attempted 3 threes per game. He made 1. He shot 35% from the 3-point line, 39% from the field. I mean, I even have his shot chart where it shows his hot zones and his cold zones.
Well, must have been the summer league. He shot good at one, but
No, the
that's
summer league, that's when he should have went zero dark. After last year's summer league, that's when he should have said, hold on, this is the hottest I'm going to get. Before I touch another person's court, I need a two-way, whoever touches me. I need that two-way. Because
he should have been on search.
this is where the business of basketball kicks in. And once you get to the NBA, it's no longer about if I'm better,
But
if you're
see, he
better.
didn't. I don't think he knew that they would do what they did. I think he figured just like we all did from what he showed in the summer league last year that he had earned himself uh, a possibility at getting that two-way contract from the Hornets because a lot of us had him at getting it and being at training camp, and then that didn't happen. And it was like, okay, well, at least he gonna be on the G League, and for sure he should at least probably get some minutes. So I don't think he anticipated him to get jerked around like that. They used him for a publicity stunt. The whole G League, I think the G League, it was like because he really made the G League popular as far as people was really paying attention.
But the Pope
yeah.
in the summer league last year, even his numbers fell off. I mean, you got to think last year in the summer league, he shot 34% from the 3-point line, 37% from the field.
Man, where you getting this from, man?
But that's what I'm saying. I think like that's what I guess my point is. I hear you, and I think it's hard to find somebody who like want to really give you a shot when you're playing those spotty minutes. So if you look at last year, the first game of the G League season, he scored what 22 points in 15 minutes or something like that. And then
Yeah.
the next game he played 3 minutes or something like that. The next game
Crazy,
after that he didn't play
But,
zero.
but AB,
crazy.
The
They hating.
and
FYF,
no,
they hating
I
FYF.
but AB,
I guess
AB, why did
I
they not play him though? Because they have
listen,
other players to prioritize who are under contract.
and that's what
Okay,
I'm saying. That's
right.
the
So what you
that
getting
So
at
you
is
FYF?
have to go secure the contract before you start dishing your services out to any team
but that's what I'm
because they're
saying
going to
is
play the
that
money
you
Wait,
first.
wait, AB,
that's what
wait, AB, I
oh, go
got
ahead.
FYF.
All right, all right.
Wait, but FYF, see, see, now you're contradicting yourself. You're saying Jello should go earn his minutes. He dropped 22 points in his first game, but now you're saying they have to
No, I'm
honor
saying
the
at the
contracts.
NBA level, it's not about if you're better, it's about how much is the team willing to invest in you financially, and that's what determines if you play or not.
Right,
Because
but
as AB just talked about, he could score 22, but then sit the next couple of games. Why? Because Book Knight's priority. Nick Richards is a priority. JT Thor is a priority because these guys are draft picks with financial obligations tied to the team. And then you have the two-way contract
so
guys.
so
They
so
are
FYF,
also a priority.
even if Jello tries to earn his minutes, it's still business at the end of the
No,
day for the Hornets.
exactly. So even if he tries to, like I said, because you keep saying he needs more minutes, well, the only way you get more minutes is you get a contract.
Go
And
ahead,
the only
AB,
way you get
because
a
I cut you
contract
off,
right
AB.
now
My
is
fault.
you shut down. You got to stop showcasing bad basketball to everybody.
And that's what I'm saying. I do think that there's something has to happen in order to put him in that situation. I think that the streaky minutes, spotty minutes is not gonna help him. The current like so I'm hearing what you're saying. Like I do think is right. I think that the thing that I feel like he needs to do is the thing that he probably won't do just because he also feel like he don't need to do it is right now you got to go get a pro team overseas
Yes.
and go be the face of that squad and play some real basketball with them and put yourself in position to where these teams say, "Yo, all right, we got to get him on contract. We need to sign him to a roster spot, and then you know what I mean, like let you come to camp, or you know something like that. Whatever they need to do." But I don't think that that part is going to happen, and I think that it's a setup right now for him to fail with the way that Greensboro is using it. Like it's just I can't I won't say that I'm a hooper or nothing like that, but I just imagine that no matter how good you are, like if you're only playing 2 minutes here or there, it and you expected to come knock down threes and you ain't shot a three in the whole half, like that's got to be hard. And then when your
That's facts.
percentages it hurt the percentage because I remember I watching this Gilbert Arenas podcast and I think it was John Lucas and he was talking about how there would be certain players in the league who understands that their shooting percentage dictates their next contract because like that's the thing that everybody going to judge you by. So he would be like they pass somebody the ball and he wouldn't take the shot cuz he knew like it was just a bad shot. So they would get the shooting percentage to a certain spot and then be like, all right, I'm good. Let me, and avoid shooting. And I think that Jello is in a spot where he has to shoot every time he touches the ball, but he only touching the ball 4 times a game.
With
And
4 minutes.
yeah, and that shit, to me, you can't put yourself in position to have an NBA team say, bro, we believe in you. We're going to really give you a shot when you only shooting 4 shots a game. And now your shooting percentage
Hey,
is under 40.
AB, what does LiAngelo do when that starts happening? He has control over his situation. Like when a college player, if you go to Duke and Coach K promised you all these minutes and you get there, it's time for me to transfer out. I'm out.
Yeah,
It's
but
time for him to move
FYF.
on, even if it means because a lot of good players they have to go down a level. Sometimes these college players will go down to a lesser college just to get those minutes and time so they can showcase what they do, right? So they can have that opportunity. So as much you got to eat your pride now. The
Right.
NBL has already been calling, knocking on his door, saying, "We want you. Go where you're wanted. Don't go where you're not wanted, trying to force your way in because your brothers are there." Because the only thing that's going to happen is if you even get caught up, people are not looking at you with a side eye because they're like, "Oh, damn, you only here because your brother here. Did you earn your way here? You last
All
time I
right.
saw you in the Drew League, you was getting dropped by average Joes."
Right, but
Hey,
FYF
listen,
at
you said
13.
something key too. Hold on. At one thing, I'm just gonna say this because you said something key too. FYF, he said he need to get used to playing good in the minutes because even if he had caught up to the league, 15 to 13 minutes is what he gonna get if that. Look at what
If that,
Tupo brother get. You know what I mean? He don't get on the court really ever, but when he do, it's lower in spurts. It's 13, 15 minutes and he out of there. So he got to, hey,
But that's what I'm saying. I think the Antetokounmpo brother, right? He's not leaving uh Milwaukee to be like, yo, I want more minutes. He's cool. Them
He just
20
happy to be
minutes,
there.
he
He just
happy to
happy to
be
be
there.
there.
I'm
Right.
fine. I'll take what you give me. I'm chilling. You know, I'm gonna collect this check and I'm good. And I think that truthfully, I feel like that I don't know if it's the truth or not, but I feel like if it's not true, that's the image that Jello may be putting off by staying in Greensboro is my bro up the street. I'm happy to
yeah,
be here. I'm gonna play these little bit of minutes when they come off. You know what I mean? And so he probably need to put his foot down and show the league that yo, I really want to play basketball. I'm not here to just ride the bench and I want to go somewhere who that to play for somebody who really cares about what I you know what I mean, who want to see me hoop. And so I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah. So FYF, you mentioned Jello should just go to another team, right? At 13 minutes a game, you don't have the power to just get up and go to another team as if you're gonna get 28 minutes. Like
well,
where he's gonna go to the Philadelphia, the Delaware Blues, like the
Well, he
Delaware. What's the name
no,
of
no, he
The
might not be
Philadelphia
able to
Sixers.
go to another G League team, but he damn sure can go overseas and get those minutes
facts.
and earn his way back. Because remember who's the white guy that was playing Brady? Was his Brady Manic? He didn't
Yeah,
wait
yeah.
uh,
around.
Yep.
He took off to the NBL. He said, "It's time for me to start building my career. I'm not about to wait on y'all. If y'all don't want me, I'm gonna go where I'm wanted." He's
correct.
already in the NBL. That's not a slouch league. That league is full of former pros, and NBA contacts and connects. LaMelo went over there in one season, and everybody knew he was a number one, number two, or number three draft pick. So again, it could work wonders for LiAngelo, right?
Yep,
Even if
I've
he's
been said
even if he's
that
on a
too.
bad team over there,
I said that from gate. I said, man, fuck the NBA. Excuse my French. I'm like, man, he need to go
it's comfortable
overseas.
right here. He's comfortable in
Yeah.
Charlotte. He's content.
Well,
Yeah,
It's
man.
I
safe.
wouldn't
It's
You
hard
see.
too
gotta
when you already got the
sacrifice.
bag. When it, a lot of these dudes go ahead and take that trip overseas because they on the way, they're trying to get the extra money. You know what I mean? Like they got a family to feed and they need the best opportunity. When your brother 80, 90 million up, the other one about to be 230
Nah.
million up. Like
You got,
sometimes it's hard to go across to Russia and play basketball for 6 months out of the
you,
year
Not,
when
you
you
not
gotta
only
really
that,
think
really
how
got
many
to.
people done it though. AB Starberry done it.
Yeah,
A lot of people. I mean, a lot of
but
NBA players who even the guy who was on LaMelo team, Aaron Brooks, he was back and forth from he
and
already
he's a
had a
coach
good
now.
little,
Pope,
but
he's a coach now. Aaron Brooks is a coach now. He's not even playing no more.
no, that's
I,
that,
that's
I'm
what
not,
I'm
boy,
saying
ain't
though.
no so what? Ain't nobody that didn't even make no sense. That's not nothing to do with nothing. What I'm saying is it's a bunch of people who was rich, already established in the NBA. Lance Stevenson had got a nice contract from the Hornets. He was where he's well off. He went overseas, got his game back, came back, went to the G League, and now he back in the league.
Yeah, but Pope, all those guys that you're naming, they already had NBA experience. Jello has none. He doesn't
It
have any.
doesn't. That don't matter. The point is that you can go over there and do your thing, and showcase what you have to where the NBA you can come back and now negotiate a 2-way contract, a 10-day contract, and so on
Yes.
and so forth.
Here's
Because
what.
what LiAngelo does have is a name, and people will watch uh, whatever he do. So
No, I agree. I think I
Okay.
understand what you're saying, but I think that LiAngelo's situation and like a Stephon Marbury and some of these guys who like are breadwinners in their family, and basketball is how they feed everybody, and that's the way that most of them get bread. Like they and that's only thing you know how to do at that point, right? Once you stop playing sports, you just want to keep playing until you can't play no more. So I think that that is what drives a lot of these guys who leave the league after they big contracts to then go overseas and then continue to hoop. But most of them would rather not do it. And I think that when you're a guy like LiAngelo who has the money, or I don't know, say he got the money,
yeah, you
but
don't
like
want
you
to.
got,
Yeah, come
I don't,
on.
I'm saying
Cause
like you got,
you
you
think
have,
LiAngelo want to live off his brothers?
but
Nah.
you gotta. So
It's
this is what
not
I'm gonna
that.
say. It's not that, but to your point, like you just said, you got to look at how many people actually do that. How many people have a brother or sister or a family
Right.
member who
I was gonna
playing in
get
the
to that.
league, and
Hmm.
everybody in the family is figuring out a way
That
to
should
be a
Get
make
to
you
part
the
of
want to
that
A.
go.
business.
That should make you want to go get it even more. When as soon
Hold
as
on, but
Melo found out college wasn't gonna take him, he knew he had to go overseas and play. Man, it
but
ain't. It's
And
it's
that's what I'm
so
but
saying.
even
He
if
good.
did
you look
that
at the
though.
other brothers, though, if you look at like the current brother that's with the Bucks, he paid his dues overseas and spent like 3 4 years in the G League.
And he's on the
Like,
bench in the NBA,
and no,
FYF.
I
He's on
know,
the
but he's
bench.
on the bench. But he's on the bench,
But
and
he's
he
on the
has a role
bench.
now,
He's
But
in
and
the
he has
he's
a
league.
role.
already overseas though. He that don't count because
You
he
know
was
what? Hold on. They have a little brother right now who's passed up NBA offers just to stay overseas
yeah.
and and to build up his namesake, and so again, not everybody's following the path of my brothers in the league. I'm gonna hang around them till I get opportunity. That's
Nah,
not
Yeah.
what Giannis's brother did.
Yeah, but I'm saying though, Giannis, I, I
they
think that
different.
that's what I mean is different in the sense that first they already overseas, so he would be coming over here and Giannis is telling him, bro, go over there and stay and build your stuff up, then come through here. But I'm not saying like that is the thing. I'm just saying that that is potentially one of the hurdles for him to go overseas and try to play for a team. I'm sure in his eyes is I've been there, done that. I played in Lithuania. We toured with the JBA stuff. Like I really don't want to go back overseas if I don't got to. And
Another point. That's another point.
if I really love playing basketball, at least I'm in the G League right now. You know,
Right.
No,
I
no,
ain't
he's not
finna
in the G
leave.
League right now, though.
Well,
Nah,
AB.
well,
man.
He will be. He will
I'm
be.
saying
He
like
will
that's
be.
the logic of or I'm really close because that's the thing with the last couple of years, even before he signed with the Hornets, he was really close to being on the G League team. He was with the OKC squad. He was in Detroit. Like
Right.
opportunities kept popping up for him, and then the rug kept getting pulled out from underneath of him. So I don't know. I guess in my
But
head,
it's a
I'm just
lot of
trying to think of what would be the reasons
So
why he wouldn't
because
say, you know what, Greensboro, I'm out.
so
I'm
Pope,
going
yeah,
to
so
the
Pope
NBL.
so Pope and FYF, why you guys are saying, oh, he's just under his brothers. And on the flip side of that, his brother is keeping him is giving him a chance. His brothers in the NBA are giving him a chance. Like,
that's all good. But that's good. That's great. No disputing that. The whole thing is if he wants to be a hooper, like the thing he put out on his tweet or whatever it was, Instagram. I just want to hoop. Well, you're not hooping in Greensboro. You're not hooping in Charlotte. So if you just want to hoop, then go hoop. It's simple as that. It's a place. There's places, and you can pick. And seeing the world with somebody, yeah, yes, he did that to JBA. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You're going. You're not even going over there for 12 months. Your brother got a private jet, bro. Take your ass on over there and handle your candle. You know what I mean? G League and players come back and forth from overseas back to the G League, overseas back because they keep trying to build it and they get on a G League team that respect them, like FYF was saying, that's going to prioritize them when they can get back to the G League, and they say, okay, we're going to actually give you a two-way now. We like what you was doing over there in Melbourne, you know what I mean, in the in the NBL or wherever it is, over in the league Luca was in, you was cooking up. Bro, that's all it is. Yeah, and people act like it's a bad thing, like he can't go spend a good year, not a year, but a basketball season over there.
Yeah, but see, but
Or
Pope, we
two.
don't know. Pope, we don't know the circumstances. What I mean by circumstances is you're already close. You're in the same organization as your brother, right? So you're literally
Right.
just like a call away. Now I know
That's not
FYF
true.
mentioned he's I forgot what FYF mentioned, but what AB and I are mentioning is he's getting little minutes, but something has to give, something has to break in some kind of a multiverse where Jello's gonna get at least 20 minutes. Something has to happen. I think
I would love
that's
to
what
see
AB and
it.
I are saying. Something has to happen where Jello's
That
gonna
ain't
get
going.
20 minutes in the G League
It's,
consistently.
it ain't
Consistently.
looking like it. I mean, they showed them. See, I thought so too. I thought this year in summer league they gonna have to at least give him more minutes than they did last year's summer league. Last year, I'm talking about last year's summer league because it's not even a G League team. So I'm like, okay, he for sure gonna get more minutes than, and he played less minutes than he did last year. And they to the point to where he even had a DNP. He didn't have no DNPs last year in summer league. He played every game, whether it was little minutes or not. He didn't have no DNPs. They had the nerve to get a boy a DNP at
So
the last
all
game.
right. So and AB, you could chime in on this because I have so Pope and FYF, right? I asked you guys a question earlier on do you guys trust LeVar's process, right? And so I have this one last question to add to that, right? So there was an interview LeVar did last year on I think it was ESPN. It's for ESPN Los Angeles, right? It was a radio show, right? And you know the guys they were talking about LaMelo this, LaMelo, right? And then LeVar came in and said, Jello better than Melo. So everybody was like, oh, come on, LeVar, come on, what? And LeVar answered with, you don't think I know my own sons? So, Pope and FYF, my question to you guys is, you don't think LeVar knows his own sons? You don't think he knows Jello? LeVar also said, Jello's playing with a number 2 draft pick and a number 3 draft pick. So, what do you think Jello's going to be, or what do you think Jello is? You know what I
But
mean?
here's the problem with that. Here's the thing. I can name a ton of guys better than PJ Tucker and Draymond Green. I can name a ton of guys that it's about the value that you can bring to a certain team at the right time. You have to be at the right place at the right time sometimes. If you look at Gary Payton, he saw that Golden State was the right. And he's been through a ton of G League teams. When he got to Golden State, he said, hold on. I need to stick around and be the film coordinator because I feel like this is the right place. They have a need for what I can bring. And when the number got called, he was ready and ready to go, even in spot minutes. In spot minutes, he was able to show he was a great defender. He didn't need 20, 30 minutes to showcase what he can do. He showed in short stints and he was ready to go. So it's hard for me to give these excuses to Jello when I see a ton of other players who
Yeah,
get fewer opportunities are
true.
able to showcase and be ready to go just like that. Jello came in the summer league, as the summer league coach said, he's a bit out of shape. How the hell is you not ready to go and you ain't got an NBA contract? How you walk in the summer league and the coach talking about you not in shape? What the
But
hell
how
kind of shit
but
is it?
how is he out of shape when he just played in
Hold
the
on.
Drew League?
I don't know
Right.
how he's out
That's
of
what
shape.
I'm
That's
trying
what
to
the
find.
coach said.
Right. That's what
What
I'm
you mean?
trying to figure out.
Talk to the coach about that because the coach said we couldn't play him that much. He's out of shape. He's a tad out. What? How was he out of shape?
We talking about
You
the
ain't got
same
no
coach,
deal.
right? We're talking about the same coach who's going to honor these contracts before Jello, right? You know what I mean? How we don't know that's a political answer? That's
Hold
all
on,
I'm
hold on.
saying.
Man,
Jello
I
even said he
literally
was out
just
of
seen
shape.
Jello.
He,
Man, Jello's huge,
no,
bro.
Jello he didn't practice with the
He
team.
put on
That's what he
weight,
didn't do.
not fat weight. He put
Bro,
on
he's
muscle.
heavier than he was last
He
year.
heavier. There you go.
AB,
Yeah,
is that correct? Is that true? Jello's heavier than what he was because
I went and
AB got
watched
on him.
him, bro. I went and
Yeah.
watched him. Of course, I seen him like much heavier.
Last year he was lean, he was faster.
Lean. Oh
Bro,
man,
he
what?
gained
Oh,
it
he looked
back.
good last year, bro. No homo. I'm talking about as a basketball player. I was excited to. Man, it's ridiculous. I don't even understand. That's what
And
I
when you
mean
in
by
better
night and
shape,
day,
you
B
hoop better.
Morale.
When your
Correct.
fitness is good, you hoop better, especially if you're a shooter.
He just
Well,
looks, especially in that last game, he just looked so slow
well,
getting
eh,
to his spots and everything, bro.
and
I'm
and,
Well,
like,
this
and
is one
this
of
is
the
man.
reasons why, even in the game where he had 12 points in 12 minutes, you know what he also had in 12 minutes? 4 fouls. He can't stay in front of nobody. He stay reaching and grabbing.
Jeez.
right. So, and again, what AB will say to that is he's playing in spot minutes, but we said that
Yeah.
about 5 times already. But the last thing I will say to this is in LeVar we trust. I believe in LeVar, man. I believe in LeVar, and I believe in LeVar, man. LeVar knows what he's doing. Like he said, he knows his boys, he knows his sons. I learned not to doubt LeVar. Have y'all learned that yet? Like
Hell
I've learned
no.
not to doubt him. You get
Well,
it.
two
No,
out of three
no.
ain't bad.
Yeah.
Oh, don't do that.
To
FYF, don't do
me,
that.
I don't know.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. That's 66%. He
Yeah.
shoots 66% from the field.
And I mean, shit. Even if you think like he is in the G League, you know what I mean. So shit, it could be 100 for 100 depending on which way you
Woo!
look at it.
Talk to him,
But
maybe.
but
True.
to me, I think it's like if I'm somebody who, if you're doing something intentionally, right? If you got a plan and you work in this plan and for some reason it don't work out, then I don't fault you as much as if you just out here just trying shit. You know what I mean? Like if you just out here like, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we don't know, we're gonna see where the wind take us. That's what I hope Jello is not doing. What I think that they are doing is there's a method to the madness. That was the conversation that I was having with Pope the last time about him playing point guard. Is there was a reason why they did it, whether or not that reason was the best reason or if it worked itself out or if it capitalized the gains that they were trying to get. I'm not sure, but I think that they have a plan for him, and I think that they're trying some stuff. I think that now it's at they at a point where it's like if you really are trying to be an NBA player though, you got to switch the plan up and we got to pack up and go overseas. You feel me? And then really what they could do is say, "Hey B, we need you to go over there with Jello, go live in London for a year." You feel me? And you know what I'm saying, train him or whatnot, get him right. You can shoot your YouTube from London, and you know what I mean. We could probably figure that out. You feel me? That's what
Right.
I think they got to do.
And AB, isn't LeVar building like a gym facility at the Ball Estates? Like if LeVar didn't know what he was doing, Pope and FYF, LeVar wouldn't build that gym. Like
But
LeVar know
he,
what he doing.
but that don't. I mean, everybody
Uh,
with a lot of money
Right.
got a gym. But so it's super nice, and I think that that's what I'm saying. There's some strategy to it, right? The gym, the being able to have private workouts, have your boys come over. They got their guys they want to work out with, and they out in the area. Y'all can come out to Chino. You're at the house. We got all these big old houses with rooms and stuff. Y'all come pull up out here and get some private runs in. Like I think that that's the method to that madness. So I
Facts. I
don't
mean,
know,
Pope
but
and FYF, LeVar not building that gym for nothing. Like he not building that for nothing. Like
Yeah. But then look, the one thing that I've learned from hooping, this is what I've learned. The one thing you can do all the workouts in the world. If you can't translate it, if you can't do it in a game, it don't mean nothing, bro.
yeah,
You got to. If he's doing 1,000 workouts, that's fine. Okay, go somewhere where we can actually see it in game, or it don't mean nothing.
yeah,
Oh, he
It
needs
don't.
the right trainer, bro. LeVar right
I
now.
believe
Listen,
he's. I mean, look, he needs. Pope, you said it earlier. He needs to get
Tremaine
better at what
Jackson.
he's already good at.
Yeah.
He's a shooter. He needs to find a way, quicker release. Um, how can I find ways to get open? That means you got to get your fitness better because he can't stop running.
And he was
Um,
way quicker last year. I'm
yeah,
telling you, man.
it's
It was
just
ridiculous.
if you're a shooter, become a better shooter. He's not going to become a point guard in one summer. That's impossible.
yeah,
It's too hard to play the point guard position. It's basically you got to be a natural.
Right. That's
It's not just
ridiculous.
something
He's
you can
not
learn
able
in a
to do
summer.
it. That's what I mean. So and now he's not gonna be able to learn it, period. He's not a point
But he
guard.
is a natural shooter.
Right.
Be
You're
more
not gonna
elite at
ever
that.
learn to have no handles. If you don't got handles, you don't got it. What he can do is tighten up on certain stuff, but he never gonna be able to handle the ball like LaMelo ball.
right,
Or
but again, fellas,
so
again, like I mentioned 3 minutes ago, LeVar knows what he's doing. That's what I think. LeVar knows
but
what he's doing.
they don't pay you for thinking, man. And it's right now it don't look like it.
I mean, the
So
proof is
what?
in the pudding, Pope. He got 2 sons in the A,
That don't. Okay, so what does that mean?
and one of them
So
non-traditionally. At that, one of them he
so
got
what is
LaMelo in that non-traditionally. Am I
so
right,
what does
AB?
that mean? So what
That's
I'm saying,
deep.
okay,
No, because RJ Hampton went through that same route. And that's where it started. LaMelo and RJ is what made that route traditional. So he wasn't
Right,
the only one paving that way.
But
right,
no,
LaMelo
what's his
but
name
left.
did that too though. Brandon Jennings did that too, man.
Nah, but LaMelo
right.
left high school as a sophomore.
Yeah, no
That's what
doubt.
make
No,
his
no,
non-traditional.
Hold on, but
his is way
RJ
different.
left his senior year.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
senior year.
sophomore he was out of there. But
Yeah.
whole thing though, fellas, it's like I don't know, man. It just don't look right. The way he looked last year and coming off of training with Jermaine Jackson, a professional NBA trainer, is way different from how he regressed this year from training with LeVar Ball all summer. That's what he been with all summer. He been training with LeVar. That's how he looked. This is what he put. He put up bad basketball all summer.
So,
From the
but here's
little
the thing:
minutes
did
he
he
got on the
regress?
Hornets,
Did he
yes, he
regress, or is
regressed.
he not getting minutes? Like, because
No,
just because
bro,
we
he
see him in
just
the
had
Drew
all the
League,
minutes in the world in the Drew League, and he shot the ball horribly. And you can't blame it on team. His shot selection
Pope,
and his defense and the way he look on the court, the way how big he got, all of that is him. That ain't got nothing to do with no
Pope,
minutes.
Pope. Kyle Kuzma had a tweet the other
Bro, did
day.
you
He
just
said Kyle Kuzma had a tweet the other day. Kyle Kuzma said analyzing a player in a pro-am game is just clown. That's what he said. It's
listen,
clown. It's
listen,
clown. It's clown actions.
however you want to call it. Can LeBron? Let me ask you something. Can LeBron James shoot threes?
He can, yes.
He can shoot. He shoot threes at a high clip.
No, but
Okay,
he's
no, so he can't. So yeah, he can make threes here and there. In the Drew League or the NBA League, he still went 3 for 15 from the three.
right.
So
And then
when I say that to say, when you shoot bad, you shoot bad. When you take bad shot selection, no matter what, you can evaluate that. When you're a shooter and you shooting bad, I don't give a damn what league it's in.
right,
That's
Pope.
not a good look.
I'm gonna give you the cliche response. We can't compare LiAngelo Ball to LeBron James. Like we can't do that. We can't
Well,
compare
listen. Well, you
LiAngelo to
just did
LeBron.
it. Well, you just said to evaluate some out of a pro-am league. Listen, these dudes is pros. So if LiAngelo is considered a pro,
Not yet.
are you,
I know
yes, he
Yes,
FYS
he
is.
said
is a
No,
pro.
FYF
yes,
said
he
that.
is. He
He a
just
pro.
got a check from the
He's a
G
pro.
League.
He
What are
getting
you
paid.
talking about? He's a pro.
He a pro.
He been a pro. Yeah,
I
you
know.
sound ridiculous. He
I
been a
know
pro
cats
since
who.
18 years old. When he went to Lithuania, he was a pro.
Yeah.
He been a pro. So
And how was his minutes then in Lithuania? How was Jello's minutes in JBA?
He
Jello
wasn't
hasn't
bad.
played like professionally like a full season since high school. Jello hasn't
And
played a
that's
full.
Jello's fault.
Yes and no, FYF. You're right. I give you that. Yeah, yes and no. I give you that.
You a pro, you control where you go.
my dude was supposed to have. I anticipated for him to have a great Drew League season this year. I'm like after having a summer being with the Hornets summer league, Greensboro G League. I'm like, oh yeah, he about to go in this Drew
Added
League,
different.
and now he gonna get to play his minutes. So I was looking forward to. Oh yeah, now he get to play the whole game. He get to showcase what he really can do if you put him on the floor. And man, he didn't. You gotta come on, man. That wasn't it. To me, he dropped the ball. They dropped the ball collectively, uh, LeVar and Jello, because he allowed to listen. Like, okay, I mean, he went with the plan, LeVar's plan, and it failed. It backfired. You can't go winless. You can't go. You didn't win a game in a Drew League. You couldn't get a W out of 8, 9 games.
That's a LeVar question, Pope. That's a
That's a
LeVar
bad. No,
question.
that looks bad for everybody, for the
Hey,
brand,
AB,
for
that's the question I asked
everybody.
LeVar when you meet up with him. LeVar,
Yeah,
you
but
guys didn't win a
LeVar
game,
ain't
and
trying to get an NBA contract either.
Yeah.
Jello is.
right, but it's still BBB, man. It's like what LeVar says. He says we're not going to get the $1 billion unless we're a family. So that's what LeVar says. I'm quoting LeVar here. So
Yeah.
And
Look,
that's the thing. He got Melo, who don't show up to none of that type of stuff. And that's you got to get him back. You got to do whatever you got to do after Melo Puma deal was he better get there because I can tell you this. Look how much money Melo making for Puma. Puma ain't been relevant in
Bread.
basketball. So if he was right now with BBB, he'd be making that same type of money. They'd be buying the shoes out
We
there,
don't
be
know that.
selling.
So we don't know that, Pope. Because
Yes,
how
we
come?
do.
No, I'm gonna tell
Melo,
you
the
why,
people
Pope.
buying his
Pope.
shoe. Hold on, people buying those shoes because of who he is. Are you
So
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 crazy?
Pope. So Pope.
there's
Since
a
you know that,
billionaire on YouTube
hold on,
who
wait,
said
FYF.
LaMelo made the wrong choice. It's a
Right. So
billionaire.
FYF. So if you know
I
that
don't
Melo
care.
would do numbers with his BBB sneakers, how much is Jello making right now? Because Jello's the only one wearing the BBB
But
sneakers, from what I
Jello
see.
has his hands in a lot of different businesses as well. It's not just,
Right. But
he's in the merch,
Pope
he's in
said
the water,
Lamelo.
he's in so many, he's in the
Hold
real
on.
estate. So
Right.
he's in a lot of
FYF.
other things.
FYF. Pope said Lamelo will be making bank with BBB sneakers. So I asked
Yes.
Pope, what is Jello doing? Because we don't Jello wearing the
Yeah.
sneakers as we can see. What's the numbers looking like, Pope? If you
Yeah,
know
Bro,
but
that.
Jello
Jello
is
isn't
not
LaMelo though.
LaMelo
Yeah, he not
Ball, nigga.
LaMelo.
What
Yeah,
is you
yeah.
talking about, man? You're not making sense. This just because they're
With
his
Jello's
brothers.
name and with the NBA push behind, I mean, with LaMelo's push with the NBA and his name, if he had his own sneakers getting 100% of the profits, that
He
man
would
would be making just
destroy
as
him.
much, if not more. Even though he might sell fewer
Yeah.
shoes, but since he's getting 100% of the profits, the money would be
Yeah.
the same. It would equate to the same thing.
I'm gonna tell
There's
you
a
like this. Let
billionaire
me
on
tell you
YouTube who talked
real
about how
talk.
LeVar was a genius for that. And if LaMelo, he said the only mistake he saw LeVar make was he should have done more to focus everything around LaMelo when you saw he was going to be the star of the group. Um, but outside of that, the direction was genius.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that LaMelo kind of ventured away from that and went to Puma.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he would have. He that the brand would be where it's at. And if Lonzo was there too, Lonzo still was there. But especially if you had that superstar Lamelo
Oh yeah. Facts.
repping the
Yeah,
brand
but LaMelo's the money though. We all know that.
for sure.
But they
LaMelo
all
is the money.
brothers though. But see, I can't. My fault, AB. But they all brothers though. Y'all can't say, well, this one. They all is like what's the name of the show? Ball in the
They're
family.
all
But
It's
incorrect, but
all in
they're
the
still
family.
individuals, man.
it's
I got a brother. We're not
Go
on
ahead,
the
AB.
same.
it's a money game though, man. You got to think about Nike. Nike got six guys with signature sneakers, and LeBron is the number one guy over there, right? Everybody know that. The budgets over there with the LeBrons look a little different than the budgets on the Kyries, you know. So it would have behooved them a bit more to, but obviously Lonzo was with Los Angeles Lakers coming out, so the push was really behind him at that point because you expecting him to be Showtime Lakers is finna go up. So he was gonna lead the way. It did suck by the time that Lamelo got to the Hornets, got to the NBA. He was already on to something else. Cause if the rookie season that Lamelo had, they expected Lonzo to have, and if Lonzo would have been anywhere close to his first 2 years would have been anywhere close to Lamelo's first 2 years, and then Lamelo would have came in behind him, it would have been bananas. It would have been crazy for them. You know what I'm saying? So it does suck, man, that he
For sure,
that
bro.
you know what I mean, that whole thing split up. But I do think it is the whole business thing that was going on in those lawsuits is probably what was the kicker to get them out of there. But I can tell you though, from being around them, like I I I believe that they didn't understand really at the time, like the boys, what was going on and how that was going to impact them in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that you had a bunch of young guys who was getting money, and you want to go buy some Balenciagas, you want to go buy some Louis Vuittons, and you got somebody saying, nah, but you got to wear this big baller brand shirt. Like, you finna go be in front of you know what I mean, 2,000 people, wear that BBB, so we trying to sell this merch, and you know what I mean. You walk through the tunnel, them dudes want to wear you know what I mean, put that drip on that they got from their stylist. But now you see LaMelo wearing his own La France brand in the post game press conference. Now you see him rocking his own suits. I made this suit
Uh,
myself, you know what I mean? And I can tell you
Crazy
that in that
suits.
moment, they weren't trying to do that. It wasn't about let's rock this brand. It was more so like, yo, we got this bread. Let's get these Gavincis and all this extra stuff. So I don't know. I think if they could go back in time, they might did something different.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But shout out to you, AB the hero,
Yeah,
man. I'm about to get on out of here, man. Appreciate you having me up. It's always good. Shout out
likewise.
to the chat, man. Everybody been rocking out. Happy birthday again, man. Y'all be easy, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, happy
Appreciate you
birthday,
coming
AB.
through for
Yeah, happy
sure.
Right
birthday,
on.
AB. When's your next interview with LeVar? Or like, when's your next meetup with LeVar or anything?
I'm not even sure, man. It's well, I was trying to get to. I don't know, man. Every time I would have maybe went out there for summer league or some one of those things, like just I just couldn't end up doing it. So we'll see, man. They always got some stuff going on. So hopefully we do something soon.
AB. One of the things that because I try to look for any interview where LeVar speaks about LiAngelo, but the interviewers never really ask him about Jello, right?
Yeah,
But one of the things that LeVar always says when they do ask him about Jello, LeVar says, "Oh, I ain't worried about that. Oh, he'll be in the NBA with his brothers." Like he's
yeah,
so confident. He's 100% confident. That's why when FYF and Pope they say, "Oh, Jello's not doing good, and Jello should go to another team, or he should go overseas, or he has to earn his minutes." Meanwhile, LeVar, he's like 100% confident and sure Jello's gonna be there. And so, like, to that you say what, AB? Because yeah, like, LeVar sounds like it's no problem for him. Jello's gonna be in the A.
yeah.
Yeah,
Nah, I think he's supposed to, right? Not only is he his dad, right, but he's the guy who is his been the trainer for him for the majority of his life,
right.
who's put him on the path that he's on. He already got two guys in the league, so it just makes sense for him to be able to get there as well. So I think that I here's I think people always ask me this question about
Go for it.
Levar
Go for it, AB. Go for it. That's why we here.
about like his is it genuine, right? Is the a lot of the way that he talk about the boys, a lot of, you know what I mean, his bravado with them and all that, is it genuine or is he just talking? And to me, I think it's genuine. Like, I think that he 100% believes that LiAngelo Ball has a shot, has an opportunity to make the
Right.
league, and I think that he gonna pour all of his resources into LiAngelo in
Mm,
order to make sure that happens.
mm.
But I think it's just the same shit about life when they say you wanna make God laugh, make a plan, right? And so sometimes you could plan it out and be intentional and the universe will give you things, and then other times, like, people be like, damn, I don't know how that happened. What is it going on? So it's hard to tell, but I think LiAngelo is so close, it would be
That's what I think.
silly.
He's
It would be
close, man.
silly not to think he couldn't do it. You're right. If you were trying to get into the NBA, you'd want to be at least in his position right now in order to make that happen. And so he right there. So I think to me it's one of those like in due time situations, but
Right.
who
My last question, AB. You have any one of those Levar interviews in the stash that you have there, like like the one that you have, that one when you guys are in like Levar's business room and he's talking about his sneakers and his business plans, like that. I like
yeah.
that one. That was a great one that you had there. I like that one.
Yeah.
But you dropped those in pieces. I need a
Yeah.
full one. I need a full version.
I know that's what you know what, man. I need to put out the full thing. I think what was interesting though is when I chopped it up into pieces, like um and I forgot. So I think like it was a month later, it was maybe like 2 months, and I threw out another portion that I hadn't added into there.
I remember
Like
that. Yeah.
the way that it kind of I don't know, the way that I chopped it up, I like thought it was easy to assemble, but it wasn't. So I need to like redo it, and I meant to throw the whole thing up. I don't think it's that long. It's probably like 10, 15 minutes. But I always credit LeVar because the two times that I've sat down to like interview him, he has been like the person to be like, AB, come on, man, let's do this. You know what I mean? Like, I think the first time we did
Right.
it, we were in London or we were in Europe somewhere, and I told him I would like to do that. And he was like, all right, bet we're gonna set it up. You know what I mean? And he could have spun it or not or been too busy. But we was in the gym one day and he was like, yo, you got your camera? Like, I told you you get this interview, like do it now before these people get here and I get too busy. You know what I mean? Just like made it happen. Even whenever the last time I was out there, I saw him at the Bulls game. And I wasn't even asking, hey man, can I come out or whatever. He was the one who was like, yo, take my number, hit me up, and you can come out, you stay with us or whatnot.
That's
And I was trying to
fire.
figure out a time to do it. And he was like, I think I came out in December or something. So I was like, I could either, it was like random. I was like, yo, this weekend upcoming, it's like Tuesday. And I'm like, I could either come out Friday and be there till Sunday, or I gotta wait till January. And he was like, yo, come out this weekend. And I didn't even know it, but it was Tina's birthday that weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's
So
fire. That's
he had
fire.
me out there on her birthday weekend, showing me around and driving us around, and then we did her birthday dinner and all that jazz. So I don't know, man. He is he a solid dude. So that's what I mean. Like, if he said, I don't think that he's the type of guy who would like be that loud and boisterous about something and not like believe it at least wholeheartedly. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I just want to play with the Ball brothers in 2K. Like that,
yeah.
anyone who's that's all I want to do. I want to play with them in 2K, man. Like, imagine how that would be. Like, throwing it to Jello, like Melo throwing it to Jello, and oh man, I would like to
Yeah.
see all three of them in front of the 2K
Yeah.
cover one of these years. Hopefully.
Ah, man. Yeah. I think it's possible, man. I think it's possible.
Yeah, but AB, happy birthday, man. This is a great channel. Keep up all your posts, and I'm an avid watcher. I follow. Keep it up, man.
Straight up, man. We're gonna get it going, man. I need to get my my consistency back. You know what I mean? So I think I need to map out a schedule so I can get in here. We could do these where we just sit on here and talk for a while, and then maybe get some other ones where I can bring some people in. So we'll see, man. But I appreciate you tapping in, man, and being an avid watcher.
Oh, always, man. Always. Like, I got you. Like, I got the what they say, like and subscribe and turn on the no. Yes,
The
I got all of that up for you.
Straight up, man. Appreciate it for sure, for sure. Yeah, and appreciate you coming through tonight, man, and talking. So I want to shout out everybody who joined the panel tonight, man. It's a late one, bro. It's 2 a.m. here. But I had to jump on. My birthday was yesterday, so I wanted to get on here and what a way to kind of get the new year started. But then jumping on here and having a live stream to bring in the year, man. So salute to everybody who joined the chat, man. Everybody on the panel, the Pope, FYF, my man B Morale. So it's been real. I'm tired, man. I don't know if y'all can tell, boy. I be out here, I start fading. But all right, we're gonna get out of here, man. Appreciate everybody. She made